gotta make a choice. So many whispers in my ear that I can't hear my voice. Tell me, will it end the situation that I'm in? Or am I bound to sit alone, drowning in my sin? Get right or get left, what will it be?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Loot Bros Podcast. I am your host, Resident Darrell, and tonight it's a triple threat. I got Johnson, Jam, and Joe. Woo! And Taco Titties Tbyrd.
Taco.
That's the first thing that came to my head. I don't know.
City.
I don't know what that is, okay? Just,
That's the first thing that came to your head.
I don't like either one of those things either, so.
Okay. We know, Darrell. You send us pictures of big balls all the time.
One time, I sent pictures of video game pig balls one time, and now I'm branded the pig ball guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wear it.
It's my curse. I'm never satisfied.
Across the bear.
All right, guys. It's the Loot Bros Podcast. This week is a very special Loot Bros Podcast. That's right. We kicked CJ to the curb. We told Kalai to take a hike. And I can't actually make bad jokes about my cousin because his dad, my uncle, had a stroke. So he's in the hospital right now. So that's pretty sucky. Get well soon, Uncle William. So so it's just us three tonight. So tonight we are going to do what we've been promising for weeks and weeks and weeks. Finally, we're talking about wrestling.
Yes.
I know you boys are excited.
Yes. With the person
the crowd went wild, just like it does in the
years.
Me either. I haven't been watching it lately.
I mean, I watch
highlights.
I watch kind of. I mean, watch AEW.
There you go.
Which everyone should watch.
There you go. All
Rampage
right.
is on tonight. I think first episode of Rampage.
Yeah, first it's live, so I'm gonna try to catch that this weekend. I haven't watched.
They're saying Punk might come back. Isn't that Chicago tonight?
Yep. That's the big tease.
It might happen. It might happen at 10 o'clock.
Well, you know what? It's live, and we'll be recording when it happens. So if it does, we'll say a little something. You never know.
Dude, if it
Stay
happens, the whole internet's gonna break.
I hope so. I want him and Daniel. Okay. I want to say this.
Brian Danielson, because he can't have his real name there.
I don't like CM Punk. I can't stand CM Punk.
Not a fan of Phil Brooks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Phil Brooks, but I would love for him to come back and then Brian Daniel, whatever, to come on there, and then them have like some good matches together because they will.
No, I agree.
And I'd be good with that.
So did Daniel Bryan get released from WWE?
Everyone has.
Everyone has.
Jeez.
Did he get released or did he ask for his release?
No, his contract ran up.
And he just didn't renew?
Yep.
Can you blame the guy?
All right.
Nope. Have you watched WWE? No, you haven't, because not worth watching.
Exactly.
I tried, man. I tried.
It's kind of sad, dude. Like, this is like the saddest point in my life when, I don't even want to watch the very thing that I watched probably more hours of than anything else on this planet. It's probably one of the only things I've invested more time in than video games is watching wrestling in my life.
Yeah, I was always a big wrestling fan, and I watched it for years and years and years. Now, there's been times before where I didn't watch it, and so this is not the first lull in my life. Like when CM Punk was the champion, I took a big lull because I can't stand him, and I thought the product was crap at the time.
I mean, I took a lull when one of the biggest points in the business, like when they did that like turnover period where like John Cena and Eddie Guerrero, like I didn't watch because I was dating my now wife at the time, so like it's the only time I think I took a break was like at that period of wrestling, like that 2001 2002, like my last probably 2 years of high school. Like I didn't watch a lot. Like we still went to pay-per-views with my friends, I still did other things, but I didn't watch as much in that era.
Yeah, when Brock Lesnar came on the scene, I missed his entire first run. Like I would watch like highlights, I would watch the pay-per-views with my uncle. I would kind of watch like things here and there, but like I wasn't able to watch it. So But anyways, before we get too crazy into the weeds, this is the Loot Bros podcast, and we open up every single show with a toast. Now, this week's toasts are going out to our Patreon producers. We have some new Patreon producers. Are you guys ready?
You just said nude, not new.
Nude, new. What's the difference? They're on Patreon. I can't see what they look
I
like.
got both.
They were actually nude when they became new Patreon producers. So I want to give a shout out to NZ Nitro. And my name is frickin' Mayo, John Tancredi. They're our newest.
Is that really his name?
His name is, but
It's his name.
it's not freaking, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes. Yeah, my name is Mayo, is one of our newest Patreon producers. As well as Jared G, the man who has he has hit me with a really, really awful game suggestion.
Yeah, you brought that upon yourself.
No.
Yes, you
No,
did.
that was Enzy that got me.
No,
that was Enzy that got me.
Enzy got you with that one.
Yeah.
You talked so much trash last week about how you weren't gonna have to play that game. Oh, no one's gonna do it. It took what, less than 48 hours after this showing up. Someone was like, "Oh,
no, he gonna do that."
Yeah.
I also want to give a shout out to Veronica G. Thank you guys so much for being our Patreon producers. You guys are all freaking awesome. And the last part of our toast will go out to Corey, friend of the show, the Grounded Gamer, because here in just 48 hours from the time of recording, he's going to start his Guinness World Record attempt. So I hope he gets it.
Yeah.
Also, CJ is a patron, but he can't get shout outs because he's on the show.
I mean, technically, you just shouted him out, so you failed.
Well, it's kind of like a reverse shout out. If I say I can't shout him out, even though his tier clearly says I have to shout him out. All right, so since we're on the subject of Patreon, that's right, ladies and germs, we, just like every other podcast under the sun, have launched a Patreon. Now, we have a handful of subscribers. We greatly appreciate you guys. It's awesome. So glad you jumped on, supported us in the way you did. If you're on the fence, if you're listening to the show, you're like, what is this Patreon thing? You can join our Patreon for as little as $1. That's right, for $1 a month, you get yourself access to an extra episode of the Loot Bros podcast called the Super Loot Bros podcast. Something a little more focused, a little less, I don't know, what do you want to call our show? Garbage Truck on Fire? Wait, that's taken.
Probably not for long.
Yeah, well, I would say a little less Elimination Chamber, a little more focused, more like a ladder match. So there.
I feel like it's, if anything, our show is like the that ECW Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Like they thought it was a good idea, but it was absolute fucking garbage.
Terrible idea. Yeah,
dude,
that's our show in a nutshell.
Our show is like the revamped ECW.
Yeah,
everyone thought it was a great idea. It had good intentions, but then it's just a bunch of shit every week.
There you go, 100%. So so you can join the Patreon for as little as $1 a month. They get you an extra episode. Now, you're guaranteed an extra episode, but every now and again, we throw in extra episodes. So be looking at your perks, patrons. The second tier, the $5 deep dive tier, gets you access to a monthly deep dive, as well as the first tier and anything extra bonus we throw in. The third tier is a Patreon producer tier, and the fourth tier, the dreaded, dirty, disgusting fourth tier. You can pledge that fourth tier and pick a host, not me, I'm off limits, but any of the other hosts, and you can make them play a game of your choice.
Please make Kalai play Gran Turismo.
Please, for the love of God, make Kalai play Gran Turismo. Something, or for Horizon, the Motorsport.
She can do Motorsport 7. It's on PC now.
Somebody, anybody, everybody. So I'm taking the hit now. And Tanner, you're going down with me on this Senran Kagura, by the way.
I'm not. It's for one person.
You're in the thread.
It's for one person. It didn't say it was for me. He said, "I'm sorry, you can't be the one to play the game, Tanner. Darrell has to play it."
No. I'm pretty sure it says Tanner. You're going down with me
because you had a little loophole back in the day where you were doing that thing with Jared.
That was not a loophole.
Yeah, you're like, I want to play this little pervy game, and ended up playing a little children's game instead.
Wow, you guys You freaking guys. All right, so let's start this show off with what we've been playing. I'm going to go first this week instead of last, because if you're not first, you're last. All right, so I've been playing a whole slew of random stuff.
I mean, that's not true. You can be like second or third or fourth.
No. If you're first, if you're not first, you're last. Second is just first place loser.
Applebee's has rats.
So I've been playing a little bit of Night Cry on my Vita. This is the spiritual successor to the Clock Tower franchise. It's a freaking weird game. It's janky as all mess. I'm going to talk about this game more on our, weird and janky game podcast. But I've been sitting on this one for a couple weeks, want to talk about it a little bit, and it has the most god-awful running animations I've ever seen in my life. Like, I tried to take a video of it, but then I was trying to run and take a video with my phone. It wasn't working good. But the game is weird. It's a weird one. I've been playing a crap ton of Call of Duty Cold War with my boys. We have been, running shot on zombies. And it's been a blast, man. That zombies is so in depth and so fun. There's so many different modes. Outbreak mode is awesome. That's the open world one I was telling you about, Tanner.
Yep.
Where it's like they kind of drop you off almost in like the Warzone map. And there's like rooms, buildings you can run in, grab gear, all this stuff. Of course, you got the Pack-a-Punch and all that crap, armor upgrades. But like you've got like the purple ring around the area, and you have to complete all the objectives to be teleported to the next area. And then you do that over and over and over again, and then each area gets harder. And man, I'm telling you, 4 hours will disappear in a blink of an eye playing this mode. Me and my sons had so much fun. And like we'd go get on a vehicle and just go find hordes of zombies to run over. And we laughed and this has been such a great experience, such a fun game for us to play together. On top of it being an amazing campaign, the multiplayer suite on this has been awesome. Now, I've played a bunch of multiplayer, but I haven't played against other people. We've just been like going offline with bots. And so I've been playing it with all three of my kids, and each and every one of them has been having a blast. And then we've been playing the zombie modes, and dude, it's so good. It's so good. So good, in fact, that I jumped on the Battle Pass train. I'm like, I'm not even a Battle Pass person, but I'm like, I'm putting enough time into this. I want to start unlocking all the stuff. So I don't know that I'll do I don't know that I'll get the platinum in this game, because the zombie trophies are seem kind of tough, just kind of glancing at them.
So so you're telling me they got you. They
got me. They got their hooks in me. They're turning me out. So what sucks is I bought the Battle Pass. I accidentally bought the Battle Pass, and then it expired 3 days later.
Oh, you got it right at the end of the season, then. That's
yeah. I didn't mean to. I was kind of like playing around, well, how do you buy the Battle Pass? What does it cost? Because I already had 1,400 credits build up or whatever.
Yeah.
So it technically didn't cost me $10, even though the money I already incurred was the equivalency of $10. But my son bought the Battle Pass today for the new season, so I think I'll end up buying that one too. So it's going to get me this time. Whereas I could have had it for free, now I got to pay for it. But either way, it's worth it. There's so much content there, and the operators are pretty cool. The unlocks are pretty cool. None of it is actually worth $10 in my opinion, but
what?
I don't think battle passes are worth the money, but it's kind of like one of those things to where if you're going to play the game, you buy the first one, and if you play the game any real amount of time, you'll unlock enough credit from that point on, having the battle pass, to continue to buy the battle passes. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy it, play the game with my boys, and then just unlock skins and guns from now until we quit playing the game.
So you played it for more than 15 minutes. Would you say it's a masterpiece?
Masterpiece. No, it's really good, actually. I think it's a contender for Ghost's mantle, personally.
Whoa. Whoa.
Coming from the biggest Call of Duty Ghost shill that I've ever encountered.
I feel like let's not say things we can't take back.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
It's damn true.
There you go. But It's really fun, man. It's fun. And a matter of fact, Enzi reached out and he was like, actually reached out through Patreon, just like you can. And he said that he wanted to join in and play some Call of Duty Zombs with me. So I think Sunday, so 2 days from this recording, the day before this comes out for everybody, Enzi and I are going to join up and get online with the boys. My wife's working. Corey's going to be doing his Guinness World Record thing. So I think while he's doing the Guinness and I'm watching him, I might jump on and play some Call of Duty with the community. And by community, I mean one Patreon producer and my boys. So on top of that, I've been kind of chipping my way through the 2K20 story mode.
Oh man, I mean, I enjoyed it because it was like Tony Hawk Underground to me.
It is, and here's what's cool, right? So this is why I wanted to. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk wrestling tonight. It's been a long time since I actually enjoyed the story modes on the wrestling games.
I actually enjoyed the story mode in that game. I did.
It's really good, and it's cheesy. It's like it knows what it is. It's dumb, but like I did something I never do. I just auto-generated my characters.
Oh,
yeah, and I got a pretty dope looking female character. Like she kind of has MVP's kind of style outfit. Like it's not quite a full onesie. Like it's like a onesie with shorts and short sleeves. But like it randomly generated a pretty decent, like normal looking character. You know how like sometimes it makes them look like stupid and crazy and like I would never put all this ensemble together. I did not. Oh wow. But I actually put this, I like randomly generated this character and it looked like a normal, like you would create this wrestler or you would have this wrestler in the game. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll go with her. And then it has like a male and a female for the story mode. So I auto-generated my guy and he looked pretty cool too. So I was like, dang, this isn't bad. So, I went ahead and rolled with it and I've been playing the story and it's pretty good. Like I just play like a match or two at night before I go to bed. The loading times are atrocious. I'm playing on the PS4 and the PS4 is in my bedroom. And so my wife's had we've both had really rough work weeks, but she's been working a lot extra and she's not feeling good right now. So like she's just been coming home and going to bed. And so we got the kids, they're starting back at school. So we got them doing 9 o'clock bedtimes and reading and stuff like that. So I've been getting in the bed early and playing a little bit of wrestling and then crashing. So it's been fun. The wrestling itself is really good in the game. They changed the control scheme to like, it's stupid. Like it's just straight stupid. The button choices and the button mapping that they chose. Like, I don't understand how every single wrestling game has to control differently. Like they haven't found their Call of Duty style that like works for every game.
I mean, they found it in that Raw versus SmackDown era, and they kept that for a few games, and then they were like, nah, let's just make it more difficult.
For no reason.
It's like you need to perform all these extra moves. I like when the second stick, the right stick, was the one that controlled the grapple. That's what I liked it. Well, I don't know if you liked it that way or.
Well, save that for the twat this week because we're going to get into the nitty gritty on these control schemes and things like that. But
sounds good.
I will say this: I don't love the way the game controls, but it plays nice. If that makes sense.
Okay, so I sank. This is the first year. And I don't mean to cut you off there. This is like the first year where I think I spent less than 50 hours playing a WWE game. I usually spend up to 300 and 400 hours playing these games. Because I play Universe for so long. Like I play so many years of Universe mode. Because that's my favorite thing to do. It's all I pretty much do. Like the first like 2 days I have first week I have the WWE game, I knock out all the trophies. Like I just go trophy crazy. Like I go through the list. I usually go in order. And I just knock them all out straight through. And then I'll start like a fake universe mode where like either I simulate the matches to get all the trophies or I play through it to get all the trophies. But I only do it to set up all the trophies real quick. And then I set up my real universe, which takes like 1,000,000 hours because I got to like do my drafts and set up all my pay-per-views and my schedules and all that.
All the important stuff.
But I would say this year didn't grab me. And it's kind of funny because they fixed one of my major problems with
2019?
universe mode, which was they added more titles finally. Like you can have more a secondary title now. And you can have a Money in the Bank that doesn't count as a title slot now. So it was really cool. So I think it's like you can have 3 or 4 titles on each brand and the Money in the Bank, or I think it was you can have 5 and then no Money in the Bank.
Gotcha.
So it's really cool the way they set it up this year in Universe Mode. But
Well,
like you said, the control scheme, yeah, it's not the greatest.
it's weird because it works, but it's not. I don't like it. But once I play it, I'm like, okay, this is fine. But the the actual act of playing the wrestling game, the contact, the move sets, the absurd amount of moves they have, like it's awesome. Like
you
it's
said
good.
you said you hate the reversal scheme, right?
Yeah, because the reversal in this one's triangle.
Yeah. Okay, so it's funny because they changed. I think they flopped the buttons for the reversal and the finisher, right?
Right.
They did. So
No. Well, I don't. So it used to be you had like the left trigger. This is going back now. Left trigger was grapple reversal for was strike reversal, and then right trigger was grapple reversal.
Grapple reversal. Yep.
And then they put it all on one button, and then they moved
which was
to
smart,
the right trigger.
Well, I mean, they moved it all to one button when they made the reversal gauge, where you can only have so many reversals, which is the best thing they ever created in wrestling games. Period.
Well, then they moved it to triangle. Now they moved it to triangle, and then your finisher is X and square together.
X and square together, yeah. That's
which your finisher used to be triangle, but now your triggers are almost worthless in the game.
Well, I remember when your finisher used to only be Y, or what would that be?
Triangle.
Triangle,
now,
yeah.
Which was fine.
Because you used to do your wake up finisher, so you used to have to hold triangle when they were on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would press it again when they got up, or you would press. I think it might have been 1 year it was mapped to R1. So you do your wake up, and then they would get up, and then you could do the wake up, and that's like the more powerful finisher. But it has more chance of being reversed, so that's why nobody used it.
And I don't mind the R1 button, but like X, and I don't think I mind X and square really, but like it's just dumb to keep moving it. And the thing is I've been shuffling through a bunch of different wrestling games to get my head around like tonight's topic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, they all play different. It's like jumping. It's like playing Xbox and then playing PlayStation and then playing the Nintendo Switch, like right after each other. Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, where's the X button? Oh, wait, X button's over here now. Oh, wait, now X button doesn't do what it used to do. It cancels out instead of confirms. And I'm like, oh my God, it's killing my brain.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point of gaming, like I know that the buttons all do the same thing and they all have the same layout. It's just they're named differently. And I know my body, like my mind, and will just naturally gravitate to the one I need to push because it knows what it's supposed to do. The thing that really messes me up now is this is kind of like off topic, but just like video game related, is like when PlayStation changed the confirm button to circle, like they have it in Japan, and the X buttons now cancel on everything. Whereas before it used to be the opposite in America, but it was the other way in Japan. So I'm like, you couldn't have just left it the fuck alone. It's like people who call it cross instead of X. No, I will not be doing that.
So either way, I've been playing, like I said, some wrestling. I've been finishing up my my platinum run for Retromania, which is what I'm playing during the show.
Is it a platinum or is it just 100%?
It's a platinum.
Oh, it does have a platinum?
It does have a platinum. Yeah, and the trophy list is pretty straightforward and easy. I mean, like I might have 15 hours in it total, maybe 18 hours.
Cool thing about your PS5 is you can actually check that stat now.
Yeah, well, I keep it paused a lot, so I don't know if it counts my pause time because
it counts the time the game's on. So
it's been paused this whole time we've been talking, so that's 30 minutes now. So, but I mean, overall, it's been a fun game. It's a nice throwback to retro wrestling games. I don't love it, but I'm glad it exists. I'm glad I bought it. I mean, I do think that $30 is too high for this game. I would personally suggest people waiting for it to get on sale. But
is it all free DLC though? Like, how's that working out?
So I haven't seen any DLC yet, and I didn't look it up, but I know you had mentioned that they said that they were going to add characters over time, and that was going to be free.
Yeah, there's supposed to be 4 getting added very, very soon if they haven't gotten added yet.
Yeah, well, So that might be the case, and that would be good, and that would be that would add value to the package. But there's no like creator wrestler, which is fine. You don't have to have that. And I was telling you before the show, the grapple is like it's default set to auto grapple, so you kind of have to walk into a character and then it'll grab them. And I don't think I like it, but I didn't change it just because I was trying to wrap my head around the way the game is intending me to play it, because it is different than the rest of the games.
I mean, I played that game. So I got a cool story real quick. I played that game with Tommy Dreamer. This is really cool. With Tommy Dreamer and the creator of the game at PAX East.
Dude, that's crazy.
Or not PAX East. Too many games. It was too many games. We got to play it with them at too many games, and Tommy was like hyping the game up, and I picked it up and played it. I was like, this is a really good game, and I can't wait to play this, because it reminded me of Royal Rumble on Super Nintendo.
Right. Yep. It reminds me of WWF in Your House, the one with like Bret Hart and Doink the Clown, all that stuff.
I agree. I feel like it doesn't really play like its successor. It doesn't play like, or not.
Was it WrestleFest? Was the other one?
WrestleFest? It doesn't really play like WrestleFest for the most part.
Which I'm gonna get that one next. I just I don't know. It's not bad. And as someone like me who's starving for a good wrestling game, it's good enough, I guess.
Yeah, you should check out Wrestling Empire on the Switch. So it plays like WWE Attitude on the PlayStation 1, but like but it's fun as hell. It's so like janky, and like it wants to be that janky, but it has full creator wrestler. Like you can create as many guys as you want, and you can create any WWE superstar in the game. It's really cool. And it's got that like old school like Aki thing where like you know how like WCW or not like and like Fire Pro, how like you can kind of like it has like all the people from all the federations, but they're just named differently to go over copyright stuff. It's like that.
Yeah, cool. Well, I may dive into those right now. My after Platinum Retromania, I'm gonna focus on WWE 2K20, and I'm not gonna go for the Platinum, but I'll probably get all the trophies I can get and play it until I'm sick of it.
And the Platinum's stupid in that game because you have to do this stupid you have to do the pay-per-view trophies, and I don't even know if they're active anymore on 2K20.
I don't know, but I know the character creations is still active, so that usually means that stuff's going. But
do you know how to get the pay-per-view ones? They're ridiculous. You have to play online and get ranked enough to get in a pay-per-view match.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
And then you have to win them. And like the people are so cheap in those games. All they do is running DDT, running DDT, running DDT, running DDT, running DDT, taunt, and then finisher, and you're dead every match.
So I know how to win now.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're all like amazingly good at reversals too. So it's like if you suck at reversals, you're never gonna win.
Great. So yeah, and then I've been playing a little bit of 2K WWE 2K12. I played that on my lunch break yesterday. It's pretty aggravated at work, and I was like, you know what? Screw everybody. I'm going on lunch. I'm locking my door, and I'm playing PlayStation 3. I had 2K12 in there, so I put it in, and I did a couple matches. I actually got like 3 or 4 trophies in the game, but like it's my PlayStation's not hooked up to the internet in there, so I didn't get to sync them. So if I lose on the leaderboards, we know why. But
yeah, that's why. Not the guy who plays like a 90 million stacks of the same game.
Yeah, no,
it's because your trophies didn't.
Because my trophies didn't sync. That's what my trophies didn't sync. I got like more platinums. But it's a fun game. 2K. I played 2K12 like literally coming out of SmackDown versus Raw 2011, which is one of my all-time favorite wrestling games. So at the time, they had made some changes that really pissed me off, and I didn't love 2K12. But playing 2K12 now, it's like, oh, okay, this is not bad.
The game has a really good roster, though.
It was a good roster, but
and that's one of the first years they started having legends in the game, right? Where like they had like the super huge rosters. Like that was one of the first years.
They did, but they had the accelerator pass, and you had to like download all the character packs as DLC drops, and they took Stone Cold Steve Austin out of the game, and you had to buy him. And either way, I usually play creative wrestlers anyways. But what?
What?
What? But like, I didn't have time to create anything because I was on lunch, so I just played Triple H. But I got one more game, and that's me. So that was my wrestling dump, And then I opened up with Night Cry, and I'm going to end my list with Night Book. Now, CJ had mentioned this last time he was on the show, that Night Book is by Wales Interactive, and it's a full motion video type game where you make decisions and the characters kind of play themselves out. And this one's a little supernatural, like horror. Like, dude, it is so much better than it has any right to be. It was CJ had mentioned that it was like kind of done during COVID, and you can tell because like everyone is filmed in their own room by themselves doing their own thing, but it all makes sense for the narrative. And I sat down this past Saturday morning, like right after the show, Friday night when we recorded, and I edited the podcast, and then I was like, you know what? I still got a little bit of time. The wife wasn't ready to get out and do things yet. The kids were just running around playing Fortnite and crap. So I sat down and I played through this game, and it was good. I enjoy this style of game, but this one I really enjoyed. I actually played through it almost 2 full times in one sitting. And then my son came upstairs on my second playthrough, my oldest, and he was like, "Hey, what are you playing?" So then we kind of like made some decisions together and played through, like doing the opposite of what I did the first time. And it's good. It was clean enough, like to where my kid could be in the room and we could play this. And it's like, oh, here's a somewhat spooky, supernatural movie style game that you can enjoy with me. And I don't have to be like, oh, let me explain what that means, or oh, sorry, bad words, whatever. So, and it was good. Like it was pretty good. A little cheesy at times, but I enjoyed it, and I'm really, really I like games like that. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, if you're looking for it's 40 hour and a half, 45 minutes to an hour, I guess, depending on the decisions you make. Like your playthrough, it's not overly long. It was only about $13 for the game, so it's good. But what about you, Tbyrd? What you been playing?
Not a whole lot, honestly. I played about 3 hours of Death's Door, and yeah,
how's that?
It's fun. It's fun. It's not. I know CJ was saying it's like Souls-like, but it's totally not. It's more of a Metroidvania kind of thing, where you get powers and you have to go back to different areas to get different unlocks and abilities. Yeah, I think so far I'm still enjoying it. I think there's only like 2 more big bosses in the game, maybe 3 more. So it shouldn't be a very long game at all.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's actually kind of it for me.
Oh dang,
Yeah,
ain't bad.
Yeah, nothing's really tickling my fancy lately. So,
before you go, Joe, I wanted to pitch this. I bought, GameFly has their like little used game blowout every so often, every quarter or so.
You went on again?
Yeah, I went on there. I bought Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, it's just $47, right?
Dude, you can't beat that. Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about it, but I was like, you know what? It's gonna go lower.
It will, but I've been really wanting to play it.
It's like,
or it might be
I was
free.
like, I was like, it'll.
It went on PlayStation Plus eventually, so you might even buy anything.
Sony's getting no more of my money.
You know what? For that matter, all TV will be on free television eventually. So why buy anything? Why go to the movie theaters? Why anything?
Why anything? This guy's gonna hate us. He's gonna hate us. He's gonna hate us.
He barely listens to the show anyways now.
Oh man, it's too funny.
He's then sold his soul to the Trophy Horse. So
it's okay. If you want to listen to Mediocre Podcast, go ahead.
Boo! But yeah, so
I'll be on there. I'll be on there Sunday. Make sure you guys listen to the episode on Wednesday.
Hey!
Wednesday.
Free plug.
That's
free plug Friday.
Assuming that they're going to actually have it ready. By the way.
Alex will edit this week. So, no, it'll be there because Alex is editing this week. Tricky edited this past week, hence why it was a day late, and they had really bad editing and the crazy echo the whole time.
Jesus. All right. Enough.
I love the Trophy Horse there.
Enough with tearing their podcast apart.
All right, so check it out. I bought I bought that, and I bought Werewolf Apocalypse or whatever that game was.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you bought that? How much was that?
Like $15. I bought it.
Wait,
I
really?
bought it
I didn't even see that for that cheap.
because I bought them all. No, I bought the game digitally when it released, and
All right.
whatchamacallit? I'm sorry, I got a message from my family. threw me off for a second there. Yeah, I bought it digitally and I played it for a little bit, and it's awesome. But it's got some jank to it. It's definitely like a AA mid-tier game, maybe even a single A. But it's like my style of game. It's like button mashing, action, slasher.
Oh, man. I'm gonna go see if it's still on sale.
Dude, $15, you can't freaking beat that junk.
No, not for a PS5 game.
No, I know. And that's another thing too. And it's like not like a overly well-known game. So that's one of those random titles that I was like, well, I need a physical version of this because one day somebody's going to be like, I want to play this game. And it's going to be $90 on eBay.
Oh, you think it's going to be the next Godzilla?
Could be.
I have that.
I know you do. I'm jealous.
Yes.
I actually want to play that game. I heard
It's so bad.
but I heard it's fun as hell if you like Godzilla.
It is.
If you got Godzilla, if you like Godzilla, you know what you're signing up for.
What sucks is I bought the game, played it, was trying to get the platinum in it. The trophies are broken. Couldn't get the trophies to pop. Then I sold it.
Mm-hmm.
Or traded it in, one of the two. And then later on down the road, I was like, man, I want that game again. And then it was, super expensive. By then it was probably $50-$60 again. I'm like, I'm not paying that for that game.
Oh, damn.
And
this sale's dope.
Yeah. And then I bought my brother's PS4 off of him and all of his games, and that was one of them. So I was like, yes.
Oh, that's dope. You got luck. You got lucky.
Mm-hmm. So, Joe, what have you been playing?
Not much this week, honestly. In fear of someone trying to get me to play something that I haven't beat yet, I already started playing it in advance.
So wait a second. You had the opportunity for someone to pony up for that dreaded, dirty, disgusting 4th tier to make you play Xenoblade, and then you just said, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm just going to jump on the grenade instead.
I said I'm going to jump on this grenade because, one, I really want to play it. So it's not something I can play while I record, unfortunately, because I like to pay attention to my JRPGs. I don't just skip cutscenes and beat them in like 3 days, like certain people. Won't name names. You know who you are.
I think it's a mayo jar.
No, he's beat those games
Yeah.
before. Like he's beat Mass Effect like 1,000,000 times. Of course, he's skipping the cutscenes. I'm just joshing you. I think the biggest thing about Xenoblade Chronicles that I noticed is I love the art design in that game, and I love the auto attack like mechanic. So for those of you who have never played a Xenoblade game, like all the actions are kind of like auto, like you're playing like an MMO. So you don't really like press buttons to do attacks. You can like do like special moves and stuff like that using any of the face buttons. But like all your like regular attacks are just auto. It's a really great game though. I'm enjoying it. It's about a couple. I mean, to do everything in the game, I think it's like 200 to 300 hours to do everything. Yeah, it's a sync, and that's kind of why I've never really played it. Is because I want to invest the time when I do play it. It's the same thing about like GTA and like Red Dead. Those 3 games are like my big like. I want to get them off my list, and I mean GTA. I just want to get the hell off my console because it just takes up so much damn space. But I think if you want to play
do that one together,
I mean we could.
So and there's two that one and GTA and Red Dead. We should do those at the same time so that we're spurring each other along.
We could do a show like as we're going through. We can both start over and go mission by mission and make podcasts out of it. I think that'd actually be a great idea.
There you go. That's not a bad idea. Patreon.
Oh damn.
A little Saturday, Sunday special. Get a little GTA, a little Red Dead.
Play along. Or I don't know. Will Loot Bros play along?
Play along. Play a dong. I don't know what to go with that one.
That's worse than my Asian jokes last week.
Oof. Those are borderline racist.
Borderline's
not racist.
Hey,
it's just borderline.
The borders are wide open these days, so there's nothing
nothing racist about that. Just come on over, boys. Anyway,
bring you, your family, and your COVIDs. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. So Xenoblade, right? Yeah, played a lot of that, and I played Castlevania on the Switch because I got the Castlevania collection. So I've just been going through those, and like those games are so fucking good. Like all of them, like all of them. Even Castlevania 2, which is like ass, is still better than like 90% of the games on Nintendo. Like it just tells you something. Like
Even though this game's booty, it's so much better.
it's because it just is like the art direction, the music, everything is just so good. It's not their fault. They made level design where like you fall through the floor unless you like throw this like throw this like throw these potions all over the floor so you don't fall through. Like it's so like just stuff like that, and the day to night cycle, and the fact that like it's an open world Castlevania game. Castlevania 2 is what really like intrigued me about it. But it's just worse. It's like the worst one out of all of them. And it's just like it's not linear. You don't just go in. It has like skill. You have to have skill to play Castlevania 2, but you also have to be able to like go through all the bullshit of grinding in that game. You have to grind for hearts to buy things. It's just a pain in the ass. Just play Castlevania 4 on Super
So
Nintendo.
that's going to be on
That
Tricky's
game's-
next list, right?
And
I think he already save stated. He already save stated that shit.
Oh, okay.
Probably, or he's already working on it.
No. There's no proof, so it ain't cheating.
Is it on the NES Classic? Because that's what he's been beating everything on. I think is the NES Classic.
I'm sure he's been doing emulators. Come on now.
I mean, we have no proof, so we can't prove anything,
There
right?
you go. Hey, there's no proof, so it ain't cheating.
Hey, man.
So keep getting them points, bro. So, anything else, Joe?
I've been playing on tonight's show. I'm playing Plants vs Zombies Neighborhoodville or Survive or what is it called? Battle for Neighborhoodville. It's one of the PlayStation Plus games for this very month.
I ain't buying it.
Forgot
If you
about that.
if you did not download it, you really should, because it's like the closest. It's the coolest game like shooter I've played since probably what's that one that People Can Fly made? That's really good.
Bulletstorm.
Thank you, Bulletstorm. It's probably my favorite shooter since Bulletstorm. I'm not lying. I think I'm going to invest time in this game.
Garden Warfare was really good.
I haven't played that one. That was the first one before this one. Thank you. I couldn't remember
Yeah.
what it was.
And
Garden
Garden Warfare 2.
Yeah, me and my boys played the crap out of that stuff, dude.
So there's 4 of these? Damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I got to buy the other 2. I think the other 2 are like $5 in the sale right now. But I heard those I heard they're like so Call of Duty-esque, it's not even funny. Like how good they are.
Well, they control really good. They feel good to play. Like, they're good games. They're like baby's first shooters.
I
But
mean,
like,
story mode works pretty good on this. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm playing on like normal, and like I've died a few times. Not gonna lie.
I ain't trying to say I'm bad.
I'm trying to say I'm good either. I'm just trying to say like this game's not. It's not just handing you victories here.
I dig it.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I played. Like I think I restarted Xenoblade because I didn't play it in so long. I think I was like 10 hours in, and I was like, you know what? I don't remember what happened in this game. And it's not one of those RPGs where like Dragon Quest, if you don't play Dragon Quest for a while, you can like hit this button, it goes, and so far on Dragon Quest, and then it just walks you through what you did so far. Like it's like a whole like section in the menu that says like previously on, like it's like kind of like previously on Dragon Ball Z kind of.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, that's really all I played. I wanted to play a little bit of WWE 2K20 before I came on the show again, just to, because I'm glutton for punishment. 1 and 2. I just wanted to see like, I wanted to marvel at how many people in that game are released. I wanted to actually have
Everybody.
I wanted to have a number when I came on the show, but I didn't do it.
It's like, wow,
But-
look at all these superstars that are really good, but they're gone.
Don't work there anymore.
I want to know why they're letting everybody go, dude.
People are saying that they're selling the company.
That's
people
what I
are
keep reading.
people are saying that they're trying to get down to a range where they can like not afford to have everybody on the roster, but like afford to like be in the green and not in the red, or in the kind of be in the black. I'm sorry.
Yeah, being the black. Yeah.
They want profit. Like, and they're not profitable right now because what they did is, and I guess we're going off in a wrestling tangent right now. What they did was they tried to buy all these guys away from AEW and other companies, so they couldn't go anywhere. So they're giving like max deals. So like giving like scrub ass people like Bo Dallas a 5-year like $1 million, couple $1 million deal, and that dude's straight trash. Like,
I forgot about all
Jinder Mahal has like a max deal right now. Who the fuck wants to watch Jinder Mahal wrestle?
Hey man, you put the strap back on Jinder Mahal, I'm
No.
back. I'm Peacock, baby.
You're back. You're gonna sign up for
I
Peacock.
am.
You're gonna get. You're a modern Maharaja fan.
Maharaja.
They released them, dude. They released the Bollywood boys. Those dudes were great. They got so much heat for him.
Dude, man, I know the modern Maharaja was awesome, but you know what? They got
I'm not gonna
Mark
lie,
Henry,
like,
and they Hall of Pain, dude. Come on,
somebody's gonna get that ass kicked.
somebody gonna get their wig split. Beat him up, break his neck.
It's a great song. 3-6 Mafia.
3-6 Mafia.
Yeah, 3-6 Mafia.
3-6 Mafia.
Timeless classic.
Yeah, dude, I had a Hall of Pain shirt. I love Mark Henry.
Dude, Mark's so good.
I wore back when we were touring with Ninjaloot, and I say touring in quotations. When we were weekend warriors with Ninjaloot,
We were asked to play shows.
I mean, yeah, yeah, that happened. We were paid.
Oh, there it is. Werewolf Apocalypse, 15
There
bucks.
you go. But you do when we were doing Ninjaloot stuff. I bought myself. I went like a little phase where all I wore on stage was wrestling t-shirts. So I had like bright orange John Cena t-shirts. I had green. I had red. I had the Mark Henry Hall of Pain. I had all kinds of stuff, dude. Like that's what I would wear on stage was Mark Henry t-shirt or wrestling t-shirts.
How many comments did you get like a show on your wrestling shirts?
Oh, dude, all the time. Yeah, our band always got comments on our stupid name because they're like, "Oh, you play World of Warcraft, don't you?" I'm like, "No, nerd." But I watch wrestling. But then I went through a phase where all I wore was superhero shirts. So like, here's the thing. But yeah, dude, friggin', I was a Bo Dallas fan for a while. Dude, back when Bo Dallas would just go and run around the ring.
No,
and like when he got escorted out of the ring.
No, you were a
believer. Yeah, you got a
believer.
Hey.
Did you have a believe? Did you get a believer t-shirt?
No, I didn't have a believer t-shirt, dude.
Man,
when he was running around the ring, dude. Okay, when he got escorted out by security and he was screaming, he was like, "You can't do this! I'm the champion! This guy touched my bum! He touched my bum!" He's screaming that the security's touching his butt as they're taking him out, dude. I was like, this is gold.
Dude, I thought when they paired him with Curtis Axel, it was gold.
Yes, dude. Or I go one step farther. Freaking Heath Slater. I got kids.
I got kid shirts. A great shirt.
I
remember they clearanced them all out, and they were like $1. I still didn't buy one because Heath Slater sucks.
He does suck, but he always made his gimmick work.
Dude, he had the worst haircut back in the day.
Yep.
Oh my god, I would just make fun of him for a stupid ass haircut, even online.
He's got such thick hair. You can't do nothing with it. It just like poofs out no matter what.
That's gonna be me in a little bit.
Yeah, Tanner's hair's getting long. He's gonna be looking like Kane soon.
Oh snap, dude! That Narcos game, Rise of the Cartel, is only $10.
I haven't played that.
PS4. It's on that sale. I think I'm gonna buy it because that game looks sick. It looks like Mafia kind of. But like
36, Mafia. Sorry,
I got to stay. Blah, say la da.
Yeah,
such a good song.
Speaking of stay and fly, let's head on over to the Loot Bros leaderboards and the backlog beatdown. Now, Kalai, even though she isn't able to be with us, excuse me, too much monster. She did update the backlog beatdown. So I'm going to read that out first, then I'm going to go to the leaderboards. So in first place, you got Ponder Stibbins with 45 points. He's back on it. He's back on the sauce.
Dude, you got crushing games left and right, like every day. Like he beat Boyfriend Dungeon already. Do you see that shit? Like I was like, you beat it already, and he's like, yeah.
Kalai's all about that Boyfriend Dungeon. Oh, geez, I just knocked my drink over.
Should Jim be worried?
Probably.
What if he's the princess captured at the end of the dungeon?
She's not even on the show for this.
But yeah, so you got old Cheating Tricky Mick with 32 points. I would say 20 of those were Save Scums or someone else's downloads.
Or division.
You got Garrett Davis with 24 points. Joseph Priestley with 24 points. You got Jared, Patreon producer Jared, with 23 points. You got Resident Darrell 21, Patreon producer Enzy Nitro with 16 points. can't make it to the show, Kalai with 10 points. Sorry.
I feel like that should be Zach's name.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother showing up, Zach.
Yeah, there you go. You got the Sony Pony himself, CJ, with 8 points. You got Matt with 8 points. Homer gets Duff with 8 points. Spider Packs with 6. Now, I'm going to stop right there for a second. Old Spider Packs comes up to me the other day. He goes, Daddy, can we take negatives on my games? Now, both of him and I are at a standstill because the last 2 games on our list are games that we're going to play together. Ultimate Alliance 2 and Lego Batman 3. Ultimate Alliance 2, we're at the halfway point, roughly.
Second half of that game is
No, I think we're almost done with the Civil War where they're apart, so we might be getting towards the 3/4 mark. Anyways.
Yeah, you're almost done with Act 2. I think 3 acts of that game.
Something like that. But he doesn't want to play it with me. Like, he does not enjoy that game. And I love it, but it's just not his cup of tea. He doesn't really like the dungeon crawl.
Very repetitious. Yeah.
Yes. So it's just a hack and slash. It ain't about a hack and slash.
Oh, Jesus God.
So
he needs a t-shirt. I wanted to
there you go. We can have a
Levi t-shirt that says I ain't about to
hack and slash. Holy crap, dude. That's gonna happen. God dog, I gotta get anyways.
That and I played it for 15 minutes. It's a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece, yes. So so anyways, and then Lego Batman 3, which sucks. It's just not a good game. The game is boring.
It's just all over the place. It's like the first one they tried to experiment with, though. Like, that was the very first one where they were like, "You're going to make this open world and see how this works."
Ugh, dude.
And then they kind of, but they perfected it when they made Lego City Undercover.
Yeah,
like that game is great. Like, I bought it again on the Switch because it's so much fun, and there's no GTA on the Switch. Not for long, though. Apparently, did you see those rumors?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, did you see those
remasters?
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, do that. Anyways, so Spider Pack says, Daddy, I want to get rid of my stuff and then do cheap, easy platinums until I'm the winner.
Oh my God.
That's what he told me.
Do you understand that you have to beat the game for the platinum to count?
Yeah, but there's some that you can beat the game and still in 30 minutes. I have a vast enough list to where we can make Spider Packs beat at least Tricky Mick.
Oh, please.
Well, that's not hard. All we gotta do is take his
I feel like we
points
shouldn't
away.
have divulged just on the show and just had him beat him.
Oh, well.
Had Spider Packs like stack all his stuff until December 31st. And then, all right, son, you're allowed to play games all day today. Your one goal is to beat Tricky Mick by the end of the day.
Yeah. And then I'm going to skip down all the way to the very end and our very own Zach with 0.
Can't make a list, Zach.
Can't make a list, Zach. Can't make it to the show. Can't make the list. All right. Here we go. Loot Bros leaderboards. Are you nerds ready? If you head on over to truetrophies.com, set yourself up a little profile, link it up with your PlayStation. It will keep track of all the trophies and achievements you got. And man, this week is whack. First off, the website is not loading worth a turd. Second off, first place is Affectatious Daunt with 597 trophies. Good Lord.
What a shock.
I know, right?
I feel like we should just remove him from the leaderboards because it just makes it unfair for everyone else. Like, no one else is ever going to win.
Second place is Dat One Seagal with 60 trophies. And it's funny you say that there, Joe, because we had a bit of a write-in. And Gareth wrote in and he said he had an idea. He said, I had an idea of something that could potentially be added to the show during the leaderboard scores. Obviously, the highest rank gets called out, but it also shows the last trophy earned or last achievement. Why not, at that specific point, you take the leaderboard scores, you look at everyone's last achievement or trophy earned, and shout out the person who had the most impressive one. You could immediately discount the spam titles and use PSN profiles for the description of the particular trophy name that you decide.
Probably still win.
Maybe that is still possible, but
I mean,
every
he
now and
plays
again,
enough legit stuff to still win. People, you don't understand. This guy's a god when it comes to trophies and achievements. It's not fair. It's just not. Like, you're never like, this dude plays for sport. It's not a joke to him. It's not a joke to him. He does this thing for sport. It's like when you know what Levi hunting animals, he hunts trophies.
Yep, that's what he does.
That's what he does. And he's in mother effing quarantine.
Yep.
So
Lockdown.
no one is catching him.
Kind of forced lockdown, but
Forced, yeah, against his will. It's almost like, never mind. All right, so
You saved yourself there.
all right, so Gareth, I'm actually going to shout out your last trophy. As a matter of fact, it is called improper use. So I want to pitch a little idea to you guys. Now, I don't know that we'll do this every week. I don't know this we'll do this with everybody, but I'm going to pitch the trophy title. You try to guess the game. All right.
It could be anything.
It could be. So, improper use. What's the first game that pops in your head?
wanking simulator.
Whoa, wanking simulator. All right. Congratulations, Gareth, with your wanking simulator trophy. You are the winner. What about you, Joe?
Lego Batman.
All right. It would be. You're both very close, but incorrect. It is Far Cry 3.
Oh, Gareth was playing that, wasn't he?
Yeah,
See?
that's
There you
right.
go. All right. Third place
That's
would
gonna
be Resident Darrell with Get Out of Town in WWE 2K20. And then, let's see. We got another going in here. Hey, Kalai got a trophy. A single trophy in the original, the PS4 version of Ratchet & Clank.
She wins. She wins this week. She bothered to turn her PlayStation on. She wins automatically.
She did it. Yay.
But she even unlocked. You actually used your PlayStation. Use the
There you
superior
go.
console.
There
Probably
you
had
go.
to like dust it off.
You know she should have dusted it off with her Xbox.
That's all it's good for. Oh, so here we go. The Loot Bros achievement leaderboard. That's right. The Xbox leaderboard. You got Cool Kid Joe in first place with 9,950 achievement points.
It's a real big waste of time.
You got the Alpha Seagal with 5,265 points.
Wait, CJ didn't win that?
No. He's in third place.
Cool Kid Joe woke up from his goddamn slumber and was like, I'm actually going to play games this week.
Right. And drop some D on you.
For real?
And then CJ's in third place, though. Sony Pony to you with 4,047 achievement points.
Still a bronze. He still takes home. Australia still takes home a bronze medal.
But think about listen to that number, though. 4,047. Some douchebag had either a 2 or 3 point achievement.
Yeah, who does that? Like,
I hate that.
I hate uneven number. Like not uneven numbers, like numbers where they don't end in a 5 or a 0. It's who does that shit? Round numbers, people. Round numbers for your trophies. I don't want 17 points. Like, what's that doing for me? Give me 20.
All right, here you go. Now,
Look, I ranted about achievements. Look,
in typical Loot Bros brand new tradition, I'm going to call out one of the last achievements earned. You guys tell me what game you think it came from. The trophy is called, or the achievement rather, is called End of Innocence.
Plague Tale Innocence?
Wanking simulator?
Wanking simulator it is. All right. Improper use and End of Innocence both qualify. But no, it would be Alice the Madness Returns. For the Iron
so good.
It's decent. I played the beginning of it, first hour or two. That's okay.
And you didn't finish it?
Do I finish much?
I'm going on. No, you don't.
No. All right. So we got community questions. Tbyrd, are you ready to dive into community questions?
No,
Can you read?
Time to read.
probably not.
All right. So here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to jump into this first one, and I have to pee. Normally, I would kind of slide away and not announce on the show, but I'm peeing my pants. I'll be right back.
All right, just get you a bottle. All right. First question is, I'm styling on you, bro. Not a question, but after Claw's PC story, if she needs anything done, I can help. I've platinum PC simulator. I can stick any part she desires, no matter how tight the fit. That's not really a question, but okay.
That's a dirty statement there.
That's a very dirty statement. Very dirty. Well, all right. I got Kalai's question. With
Yeah,
Darrell,
clean your potty mouth on that question.
true.
That statement. There's potty mouth in there. I don't like it. I don't like
Oh,
it
that-
all, sir.
That poop mouth.
Poop mouth, Ron.
Why'd you say that?
It's the Bears. Smell the menstruation. Put the whole station in jeopardy. Why would you do this?
Why'd you say that with your poop mouth? Oh god. All right, Kalai asks, with Darrell having to play Alien Isolation to completion, how many controllers are you going to break in playing it? I'm gonna say he's gonna break like he's gonna break like 20 controllers.
I want to buy him that thing that you put your that was on Facebook where you put your controller in. It's like rubber thing. Did you see that thing, Tanner?
No, I did not.
Send you a picture. So it's like this thing, like, and it's like a blow up thing, and then you put your controller in, then you put your hands inside of it, and
Oh
then
yeah, that thing.
yeah. You should get
Yeah.
Darrell that.
That would be good.
So you should have had that playing Bloodborne first.
Well, so he got carried through Bloodborne because me and Frosty like took him through almost the entire game.
So why was he bitching about it?
Because he didn't level up any. He's
What are
like,
we talking about?
you not
Will we not level up in?
you not leveling up in Bloodborne and having trouble beating the easiest boss in the game.
Hey, I beat the first. No, I didn't. I
No,
didn't beat that with my bare hands.
Me and Frosty carried you through that almost the entire game.
No. Not true. I beat the first boss, but it took me like 8 hours because I sucked at the game. But then I beat Father Gascoigne on my second try. Then we started playing together.
Yeah, so almost the entire game.
And then you guys carried me to the big fat thing that shoots the ooze out of his butt. And then I picked up from there and played the rest of it with my kid. But I spent the most time on Mikolosh, the magic thing with the cage head.
Yep.
That sucked.
Just keep grinding.
Yeah, how many controllers are you going to break for Alien Isolation?
Oof. Ugh. Ugh. A lot. A freaking lot.
I said 20.
I'm not breaking any of my PS5 controllers, and that's what I'm going to do. So,
You're playing that on PS4?
No, I'm going to play it on PS5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to play on PS4. No, I'm going to play it on PS5. I'm going to sit at my desk. I'm going to play on my big screen, use my headphones. I'm going to give it my full attention. All right, Enzi, so I appreciate you ponying up, manning up, calling me out on my bull crap. And so for that reason, I'm going to go with the best possible experience. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to beat this game. And I'm going to rub it in your freaking face that I can do it. Also, the game sucks. And I don't want to play it. So, there's that.
I've bought it several times and I've never finished it either. Actually, I've never even started it.
So here's the thing. It's a stealthy-ish game. It's first person survival horror. It's you can't kill the alien, at least in the beginning of the game. And by beginning I mean first 15 hours. And you have to hide from it a lot. And there's a lot of robots and crap, like androids, and like there's people that are going crazy, and like it has all the trappings of a game I just love, but I just don't think this game's very fun. Now, I'm going to give it a go because here I am, challenged via the Patreon. I'm bound by the Patreon to beat this game. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to dive into it. As a matter of fact, as soon as this podcast is over with, I'm going to download it on my PS5, and I probably won't start it tonight, but I will start it soon.
I feel like games aren't supposed to be fun, Darrell. Come on. Didn't
Yep.
you get that memo?
Apparently, yeah. Well, see, but two of our Patreon producers have hit me. So I got hit with friggin', which we'll get in that later. I got hit with a friggin' pervy anime game, and then I got hit with Alien Isolation. So there's no fun to be had for me. I'm tapped out on all the fun. But I ain't breaking no controllers because I ain't no punk.
Right.
You know what? Toast to that.
All right.
What?
CJ asks, wrestling is full of latex, reach arounds, nut punches, sweaty ball sacks, and scrotch
Scrote
kicks.
kicks.
Scrote kicks. Why does it hold such a fascination for the straight men?
I'm gonna let Joe go on that one first.
Because it's a soap opera for dudes.
That's right. It's redneck reality TV, baby.
Feel like you don't even have to be a redneck though. You could just be a Joe Schmo from New Jersey, like I am, and you just love that shit. Like I've been watching wrestling forever. My grandparents got me into it though, like big time, big time.
So I got into wrestling pre-divas, so pre-scantily clad ladies. I got into it when it was like all the craziness,
all the big guys with their balls hanging out.
Oh, that's right. All the steroids. So there was no package. You had to put socks and grapes in your little tighties.
Socks and grapes.
but dude, man, like it's just fun. It's fun to watch. Like so gay, straight. What are all the people doing these days? They're denouncing their genders. So the non-binaries, the on-binaries, the tri-binaries, whatever you are.
There's mad gay people back in the day. We just didn't even know it.
Yeah. I mean, sure, that's what they're saying these days. I think
I'm sure they were mad, but
but like whatever it is, wrestling's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing wrong with watching a dude freaking juice up on steroids, hit the gym, eat a bunch of steak, friggin' put on some spray tan, get in his underwear, and then pick up another grown man and slam him to the ground. It's the art of trying to kill someone while also not trying to kill them.
By putting their balls in your face sometimes.
There you go.
I mean, I think it's funny because, like, as a pro wrestling fan, I think like amateur wrestling, that stuff, like, I was like,
gay.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to say it. You said
it. He's calling my straight sexuality into the question here. So.
But yeah, like I think it's funny, like amateur wrestling, which should actually probably be called pro wrestling, and it should really be the other way around.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing pro about what WWE people do. They get paid for it.
There you go, professional baby.
That's what makes them professionals.
Yeah, but
the
other wrestlers are rolling on top of each other, and they're getting behind each other and grabbing and reaching around and locking and holding each other down. And
they're doing the reach around, bro.
Yeah. The other wrestling, they don't have to reach around. They can pick you up and slam you down. They can
make Randy Orton wrestles look entertaining.
There you go. Clothesline from hell, Stone Cold Stunner, pedigree. It's all about reaching around.
It's all about the Michinoku driver, bro.
That's right. The freaking
pedigree. You're putting your balls on somebody's head.
Right. I don't think Undertaker put his balls on Mankind's head when he threw him off that cage.
That'd be awesome if he did, though.
I don't think Bret Hart was putting his balls on Stone Cold's head when he freaking made him pass out from having that bloody head in that submission match they had.
I mean, he could have.
That'd been cool if he did, though. It would have been cool if he went back and
the best there is, the best there was, Teabag, and the best there ever will be.
It's Teabag, Stone Cold. Stone Cold got Teabag! For God's sake! This man is a family!
Stone Cold!
Someone stop the damn match! He teabagged him! For God's sake!
I don't know what to do, King. No, I don't know what to do, JR. Her with all those curves and me with no brakes.
He's like, Teabag! Woohoo!
Puppies!
Said that, he's like, Teabag.
Look here, CJ. You want to question sexualities, all right, over our fascination with wrestling? Just look up the ninth wonder of the world. China.
The wiener.
Don't treat her like a woman. Don't treat her like a man. Don't treat like a Minomi. Just treat me for who I am.
There you go.
All right.
Look.
What?
I was gonna say, all right, Undertaker came out on a bike listening to Limp Bizkit. There ain't nothing gay about that.
Dude, he's rolling, bro.
I mean, maybe.
He knows what time it is. He's rolling. Rolling.
What?
Rolling.
Come on.
Rolling.
What?
Rolling. Move
Moves
in,
in, he
move
moves out.
Hands out, back up.
Back
Tell
up.
what you're gonna do now.
There you go. There you go.
swear
He
to
gets
God.
it. He gets
I
it.
swear, if this part of the show gets copyrighted on YouTube,
We got a copyright strike for our bad rendition of Undertaker and Roland.
it could happen.
Dude,
Bro.
Fred Durst in the in that SmackDown was that one SmackDown versus Raw? That was Know Your Mouth or
Know your mouth.
Know Your Mouth.
Know
Know
your mouth.
Your Roll and Shut Your Mouth.
Know your mouth and shut your roll.
I had a Gamecast, man. It was a Dreamcast and a GameCube. I told you I had a Gamecast.
I told you I gotta get fast. Chapstick. We're not going down this road again.
Yes. Earth is my planet.
You know what movie's really good too? You ever see Kicking It All? Still cool with him?
Okay.
The one where he break dances as a kid and like almost breaks his neck, and then he gets in a coma for like 20 years, and he comes out. That was great.
Tanner, have you seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
It's been a hot minute.
Oh, bro. Treat yourself.
Definitely. Go buy it on Blu-ray.
Why would you buy anything? There's streaming services for that.
Yeah, I can just get it off Amazon.
I say streaming services won that battle.
Yeah, they won it so well that, now streaming services has just become the new cable. Now you have to have all of them to get everything you want.
I think it's cheaper to have cable now.
It is cheaper to have cable.
Look here, okay? So Netflix took over a decade to become profitable, and they almost didn't make it. My dad used to work for Netflix.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's interesting as hell.
Yeah, they're back when they had the distribution centers and you actually delivered DVDs to the mail before they went digital.
Yeah, I remember
My dad
that
worked
when
for
they
them
were
for
trying
years.
to take out Blockbuster. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had to lay everybody off because they weren't profitable when they launched their digital distribution. Fortunately for Netflix, and I'm not a Netflix fan, I don't have a Netflix subscription. Fortunately for them, they made it through that, but it was because of the original content, that carried them through.
And Cobra Kai is Diesel, bro.
There you go. It was all because of The Witcher.
It's a big part of it.
It's a masterpiece.
It was good. I like The Witcher.
I'm ready
ain't
for
played
the
the
next. I'm ready for the rest of it now.
When is that coming? Is that ever coming out?
I think
It's
next year.
Filmed.
They filmed it.
They got to draw the dragons with the computers and stuff.
They need to get on that dragon drawing.
You gotta draw the dragons.
It's a new T-shirt. You gotta draw them dragons.
You got to draw them the dragon drawing. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Trogdor! Trogdor is the man. He was a dragon man. Battlecast copyright stricken for a show. Singing Trogdor.
Anyways, I'm silent on you, bro. I'm gonna throw myself through a table. Now, who do you think the hottest Diva of all time was? And would you let them Bronco Buster you? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that word hard.
Oh man, this is a tough question. I'm gonna go first.
There's only one answer, and that's Mickey James.
I do not like Piggy James, so no thank you. Nope.
How dare you?
Nope.
How dare you?
Nope.
How dare you?
Not wrong.
I think it's between two women, and it's between the OG Sunny.
How dare you?
When she was hot, when she was hot back in the day.
No.
When she was the most downloaded woman on the planet.
No.
But the answer
when there was like 4 computers in existence. Come on.
My answer is very different than what the answer to most people. Most people will say Trish Stratus. That's not my answer. My answer is Maurice. Maurice is the hottest diva there's ever been, dude. Hands down.
Mickey James. My wife used to give me a hard time because every time she'd come in the room, it was when Mickey James was fighting. She was like, "Oh my God, there's your girlfriend again. There's your girlfriend again. You always watching Mickey James.
Oh man. She's married to Nick Aldis, isn't she?
Yep, she sure is. They got a kid together.
She's married to
She's a country singer.
She's married to 10 pounds of gold, bro.
That's right.
Wonder if that's what he named his penis, the 10 pounds of gold.
I mean,
I'm the greatest.
If I was him, that's what I'd be training
Hell
with.
yeah. Like, listen, baby. It's
I'm
time to
hanging
get
this belt off my
it's
dingus.
time to get to 10 pounds of gold, Mickey.
She's a country singer now. Have you listened to any of her stuff?
No, because I don't listen to trash.
What the?
Aw.
That's country
How
music.
dare you?
I'm also from friggin' the Northeast. You think I listen to country music?
Jersey.
Actually, dude, everybody listens to country music now. That's like the most popular music on the planet now. I just don't
Always
get it.
has been.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's-
I don't get it.
I mean, you gotta enjoy a song about a red Solo cup. It's always a great one.
There you go. Did you watch Mickey James when she was in TNA?
No, I did not watch Hardcore Country. That was
Hardcore country.
the worst friggin' gimmick ever. I'm just gonna wear Daisy Dukes down to the ring and wear
was
cowboy
awesome.
boots.
It was awesome.
That's my gimmick.
Hardcore country. Dude, her and Victoria had a cage match, dude, and it was freaking beast.
Dude,
it was one of the best cage matches.
Victoria was pretty hot too, though. If you want to rank them up there, like if I had to rank a top 5, I'd probably put Victoria at 5. I thought she was cute.
Look, so looks okay. The question is who's hotter, but what really makes them hot is their actual in-ring ability. Like anybody can come out there looking
not
like
really, but okay.
Like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
I think Maurice is out of all the females, like in the Divas division, like that feud that she had with what's her face, Michelle McCool. That was a really good feud.
That was a good one. She's good
feud.
though. Like
Michelle McCool got hot. Like remember when she came out first and she was like dressed as like a school teacher when she first came out?
Yeah.
And then they changed her to like this like super over sexualized like Madonna character.
Yeah. And then she became a Christian and married the Undertaker.
Yeah, what happened to that? Like, dude, Undertaker outkicked his coverage too. My dude can have anybody he wants, though. Please.
He's changed a bunch, man.
I wonder when he has sex, he's like, after he's done, he's like, rest in peace.
You just won question of the week.
Basically, we don't even need to read the rest of them.
just their response.
So the second half of the question is: would you let them do the Bronco Buster on you? And so check this out.
Yeah.
So for years,
Daryl can't answer this question.
I would never answer this question. For years, right? I didn't even put together the fact that is a overly sexual move because X-Pac always did the Bronco Buster.
Rikishi did it.
And
No,
then when
he
the
did stink face, never mind.
Dude, we used to.
Yeah, when the girls started doing the Bronco Buster, I'm like, oh, that's weird. They're
So
put the clam in each other's face. That's weird.
the clam buster, the clam jam, it's the clam jam. She's gonna hit him with the clam jam. By God, she hit him with the clam jam.
She broke her in half.
So
Somebody stop the match.
Speaking of X-Pac, we used to be like super ridiculous with X-Pac because like remember when he was in DX and he had like that super long hair
in China.
Fuck no. Remember when X-Pac like was X Factor X-Pac and he came out to Uncle Cracker and he dressed in like hick stuff, but he still had his like Jew curl hair and he wore sunglasses. We used to call him like Wigger Jew Hick Pac.
I'm pretty sure that's getting us canceled somewhere.
Man, we've made like questionable Bill Cosby jokes. We're fine.
The pudding, the pudding.
The Jello pudding. But yeah, like we used to call him
Blizzard jokes now.
We used to call him Wigger Jew Hickpock because like he fit every category, and I was like, man, like the things you could say back in the 90s that you can't say now. Damn, the list.
You can.
I mean, you can. You can say them out loud. You might get canceled.
I ain't canceling you.
The internet's mad at me.
Oh no!
Oh no!
And they'll forget it.
No,
about it
I
in a
mean-
week.
I mean, all right.
Don't say it.
Mickey James was cute. I'll give her due.
All right,
And she was a phenomenal
canceling
wrestler.
Joe
Dude,
now.
Gail Kim was hot.
Dude, she sucked in the ring. Oh my gosh, she was
Nah,
terrible.
what are you talking about? She was great when she
No,
went to
in
TNA.
WWE, In WWE, she was trash. In TNA, she was a lot better.
That's
but
because
she
they didn't want her
still-
to do anything in WWE. Do you remember when she came out like she was the Matrix in WWE?
She was a botch queen.
She came. No, that's
That
there's a
was,
lot of those. That's
That was Mickey James.
Jillian Hall, or she was botching all over the place.
Are you talking
Botcha
about
Banks now.
You talking about the thing that woman with the thing on her face?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, gimmick as a mole for a year.
She sang with a
You know,
ball.
Vince was like, "That's good shit."
Make lots
That's
of money.
what it is. Fucking
We're gonna main event WrestleMania. La, la, la.
no, Botcha Banks is the biggest botcher now, and I love
Really?
Sasha Banks, but she botches all over the place. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, it's bad.
She didn't used to.
It's bad.
What's that big chick that it's related to The Rock, so she got a push?
Nia Jax?
Nia. Yeah, oh gosh.
Yeah, dude, she
The
just
botch
breaks people's
queen.
fases, dude.
Dude, so I was in a
Did you see that? Wait, did you see that clip, Darrell, where she fell on her ass and then she starts yelling "my hole"?
no.
Yeah, go look up "my hole." Nia Jax is fucking hilarious.
I'm good. I'm not putting that in my search.
She's like, "My hole, my hole."
The actual beehole is broken. So I was in this little Resident Evil boost group for like the multiplayer stuff, and it was a group of us doing the Resident Evil Umbrella Corps when we were trying to platinum that.
Jesus God, why?
It was amazing. And so one of the guys in there, he was from either the UK or the Netherlands. I can't remember. But he was like a huge wrestling fan. So we're in this Resident Evil group talking about Resident Evil, and then all of a sudden it just takes this hard left to wrestling. And then, so we're all talking about wrestling stuff, and he goes, "Oh God, Nia Jax." He's like, "Nia Jax is so hot." He's like, "I saw her live, at this event, and she gave me a hug." He goes, "I immediately had to take that moment and put it in my spank bank for later."
I mean, she's not bad looking for a bigger chick. No, I really don't think she cleans up really well. You know who probably is really hot? Like nobody gives her credit. Like Natalia.
Yeah.
Natalia.
It's an acquired.
I wanted
it's an acquired
Natalia to be
taste.
really good because of her lineage, but dude, she sucks.
I mean,
She could be looking like Charlotte Flair.
she's not as bad as Tamina. Tamina's just straight trash.
Trash, dude. You're right about Charlotte Flair too. That thing is wet.
Charlotte Flair just looks like her dad. That's the scariest. That's like, how do you get past that? How is Andrade like marrying that? How's he like? This is a great choice.
He's secretly into Rick.
So if I get close
That's
to
like-
her, I can get close to Rick then.
That's right. I'm in this for the woo.
Which woo though?
The
He
original
did it
woo.
all for the Wookiee.
He's going to Space
The
Mountain.
Wookiee.
Whoa, you said Wookie.
No, he said Wookie.
The Wookie. There's Tanner's shirt.
Yeah.
Stick it up your woo. Stick it up your woo.
There
Stick
you
it up
go.
your woo. Oh man! All right, Tanner. Did you
What's the
answer
next
the question?
question?
Did you
No.
answer? Wait, did you answer the question, Tanner?
No.
Answer the question.
I'm gonna go with Alexa Bliss.
Ooh,
Oh,
I like
man,
that
that was
pick.
a
I
good
like that pick. I like that pick.
She's a really good wrestler too.
I like Zelina Vega too. If you're
Oh,
talking about if you're talking about
dude,
current
yes.
people, she's fire.
She was
You
awesome.
ever see her OnlyFans pics where they're not? I mean, they're not like dirty. They're like all her like cosplay stuff where she's dressed up as Jade from Mortal Kombat. I was like, oh my god.
So I've never seen her OnlyFans, but I have seen the Jade pic circulate. Like people had.
Well,
sent
that's
that
like
out.
all that she has on there. She doesn't have anything crazy. Like she has some bikini stuff, but like nothing crazy. Like I like how that's OnlyFans stuff. That used to be just like WWE the magazine.
Yep. Then
Back
they
in the
had
day.
to sell that too. And
My Trish Stratus pages are all stuck together. My mom's like, why does the centerfold have a hole in it?
That's where your wiener goes, Mom.
Duh.
That's
God.
terrible.
All right. Well, next we got Gareth. Who was better, Razor Ramon, Doink the Clown, or Tanaka? Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Tatanka.
Tatanka. Definitely Razor.
Tatanka.
What? No.
That was my
baby.
bro.
I'm
Dude,
gonna-
I was a huge Tatanka fan until he got beat by Ludwig Borga and lost his streak, man. I was a huge Tatanka fan. He was like,
When I started watching wrestling when they were all there.
dude, that's new generation. That's one of my favorite generations because that's when I started watching too. Like I
Dude.
love New Generation WWE.
Razor
It was
Ramon was friggin'
so
awesome.
good.
I'm gonna say Doink the
Dude, his-
Clown.
I mean, he was a great character. I
Dink
feel
and
like he
Doink.
never got to get enough play on TV just because. Yeah, he had that
Wow.
one great angle with Crush back at like WrestleMania 9 when he hit him with the lead arm.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So right before I don't remember which WrestleMania it was. I watched maybe it was 31, 32. What are we on right now? 34?
38.
No, so it had to be 34 then.
Yeah, next year it'll be 38.
So it's probably right before WrestleMania 34 or 35 then. If I watched every single WrestleMania leading up into the one that was getting ready to happen.
Which one did you the one with the female main event? Is that the one you watched up till? Or was that the one that was that year?
It was last one I watched was pre-COVID, but
Yeah, that's the one I went to. Yeah, that's that's the pre-COVID one. That's the one where Kofi won the title.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, I watched all of them up to that one. So like all in like one like close run. Like
I do that every year.
Just so awesome.
Single
so
year.
much wrestling.
My wife's like, "Oh, it's that time of year again." I'm like,
it's like Shark Week, but for wrestling.
Yeah, or I do it for Royal Rumble, but I only watch the Royal Rumbles again. I don't
Yep.
watch anything else. Just the Rumbles.
Rumbles are great, dude.
I like watching the TLC matches too, like on the lead up to
yeah.
TLC or the Hell in the Cells.
I'd like Elimination Chamber too. I like all those. Those are all my favorite matches.
I mean, one year, once a year, I always watch my favorite wrestling match of all time, which is Armageddon in a Cell. Do you remember that one, Darrell?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is my favorite match of all time. Like
That's
no
good.
other match. It's just so good. Except Rikishi was in it for some fucking stupid reason. Oh, because he was in that stupid friggin'
I did it for the
Rock. Yeah, he's in that friggin' stage of his career.
I did it for the Rock. That was when he got knocked off the cell into the truck.
Yeah, into the truck full of hay.
Yep.
Like, because you just need a truck full of hay up at. And I like how the only reason they had the truck there was to pull the cage down. There,
yeah.
Vince was like, "Pull the damn thing down, pull it down, pull it down, pull it down." and then it didn't happen because then like Stone Cold them all broke out of the cage and started beating everyone's ass. And then like that match was so bloody. They were putting people through like car windows and stuff because there's like cars scattered all around the arena, like at the entrance. That's when they still did like really cool entrance ramps and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Oh. I'm gonna go watch that tonight.
Back when wrestling was cool.
That was a great match.
Yeah, WWE Network is definitely like a gem. That is still to this day the best streaming service out there. Like as far as content goes, because there's so much good stuff there, and all the original content is good too. But like that pay-per-view lineup alone is just worth its weight in gold.
I mean, even now, I feel like, and I'm getting like a side tangent because this really didn't answer any question, but like, I feel like the network is what killed WWE. Because when they didn't have to get you to buy pay-per-views anymore by selling a product, they already had you because you had the network. So like, why would they try any harder to make the product any better or make the pay-per-views any better when they already had you there? Like, there's no reason. There's no absolute reason. And I argue this all the time.
100%.
Yeah, and I argue this point with my friends all the time. And they shoot me down. They're like, "Well, no, it's not. It's just a great value. It's the same thing with the Game Pass, and it just goes back to the same argument."
And then they have to get this. It's the same thing that goes with the games. It's like there's a safe mode, right? So like we have to keep the subscriber base up. So we have to like start getting all this original content, whatever.
But that's also why like SummerSlam and all that stuff has like big name people in it, and they have to go back down and get crappy part timers every year because they have to keep the subscription numbers up.
Well, the thing that sucks about it is like you start getting all these like you get a lot of fluff stuff, Dude, like you were saying earlier, like to sell a pay-per-view, you really needed to build the story and make the pay-per-view the payoff, right? When the pay-per-views became worthless because you got them all for free, with your subscription, then the pay-per-views really, the quality of them went down, and then the amount of fluff, went up because then their argument to keep subscribers was we got to keep the content flowing. And my argument was, if the pay-per-view was better, I wouldn't stop subscribing.
Yeah, I mean, like social media also killed wrestling too, because like now there can't be any surprises because everything gets leaked.
Yeah,
and everyone opens their big fat mouth and like, oh hey shit, did CM Punk show up? I didn't even check.
Well, go ahead to the next question while he's looking that up.
Wait, you guys even answer that? Because I like tangent off that.
Oh, yeah.
What was the question again?
And I said Razor Ramon.
And I said Doink.
Oh yeah, and I said Tatanka because that's my boy. I love Tatanka. I actually met him like a year ago. He actually wrestled my friend, and I got to meet him. And I was like, dude, you were like my favorite back in the day. He's like, really? I was your favorite? I was like, yeah, I had pretty shitty standards.
So,
Still on Gareth. He said, I had an idea.
I already read that one.
Something for the leaderboards.
Yeah, I already read that one.
Obviously, highest ranked gets.
So earlier when the notes glitched out, I had that one question set to the top, and then the rest of them underneath it.
Okay.
And then whenever I went from my phone to my iPad, it just blew up, and everything was all over the place. So
Let me scroll down a little bit then.
so that's how the sausage is made, folks. That's the kind of stuff that you miss out when you're not actually here on the podcast panel. All the screw ups and the things that are like, oh, wow, this worked 5 seconds ago. Now it doesn't work when I need it to. Now we sound dumb on the show. And now I'm going to talk about how we sound dumb so that I turn it into a bit so we don't sound dumb no more.
But in all reality, we are still pretty dumb.
My breath stinks. I can smell it myself.
Exactly. Just Cooper asks, you got something?
What are you going to say, Joe?
No, I was gonna say, does this smell like poo to you?
Yeah, the butt fruit settled at the
Smell
bottom.
the breadfruit at the bottom.
Just Cooper asks, anime reviews, and where the comic cast? That's what the people really need.
Yeah, the comic cast will make a return. It's just been time and resources. But yeah, for all you guys who have listened to the show that have ever checked out the Loot Bros Comic Cast, or if you just so happen to be crazy enough to subscribe to both, my co-host for the Comic Cast, Josh Adams, he is actually creating a comic book right now, and all of his spare time, a lot of his spare time has been going into creating that. And so now he is still doing like side commission work stuff, art stuff for us, and for Ninjaloot. As a matter of fact, I just got in all my shirts and koozies for our new merch line and for our new merch store that's getting ready to go live. And then since I'm very, very happy with the actual quality of the products, I'm going to relaunch a Loot Bros merch store that's going to have all these dumb ideas we got for t-shirts. It's going to have them in there, and it's awesome. And Josh did all of the artwork for the new Ninjaloot stuff. It's all hand drawn. It's amazing, amazing stuff.
Oh my god, we need a mug with all our catchphrases on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we need, or just a shirt that has like a whole bunch of them on it.
There you go. But so anyways, he's been super busy, and because we launched the Patreon, recording extra content, I launched the Sounds Heavy podcast with one of my band members from Ninjaloot, and that was taking up a bunch of time. So it's just been a time thing. But the Comic Cast will return. I actually have an idea on how I'm going to do it, and I said this kind of in passing before, but anything I do with 2236 or the Comic Cast, I'm going to drop that into the Patreon feed. So if you're a patron, even if you're at the $1 tier, you'll get access to any of the stuff, any of those supplemental, podcasts that I do. If they're there, you get them delivered right to your door. If they're not there, you're not missing out on anything. And that's me drinking a Diet Coke out of my brand new Ninjaloot koozie.
Yeah, and I'm the only one that watches anime, so I think Joe does a little bit.
I don't watch as much anymore. I really need to get back in. I feel like I've neglected it. I've been trying to beat so many games this year, and now that I'm playing Xenoblade, my life's over. So
fair enough. I'm balls deep in One Piece, so I'm trying to get through that.
Dude, how far are you?
500 and something like that. I'm over halfway.
Are you still watching American, or did you switch over to now you're watching dubbed at this point?
I just keep watching.
Sub. Are you watching the sub now?
You
watched the sub the whole time?
Yeah.
I gotta watch it in English, but you can only get to episode 6 something in English, and then it stops, I believe, or almost 700 in English, and I think it stops at that point.
Yeah.
And then you have to watch in Japanese, so I've watched up to 7 something, and I stopped. But yeah, I also need to go back and rewatch a lot of it because I wasn't paying attention through some of it. So
Oh, dude, I've skipped entire arcs.
I can't do that. I gotta know what I gotta know what happens to X character who's like has no meaning, and like this is just filler episode. But I feel like I just can't miss anything because like that one nugget of truth will come back and bite me like 25 episodes or 100 episodes later, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't see that, so I don't know what they're talking about for this like one scene.
Yeah, no.
Well, I don't.
Go on.
Go ahead, Tanner.
I was like, if it, I will have like a watch list right beside me. So if it says filler, not mixed canon / filler, I'm skipping it.
Yeah.
So why skip them if you enjoy the content?
Well, it's because it's a side. It's got nothing to do with the actual story.
There's just so many fucking episodes.
That too. Like, it's probably like 20. I want to say 20% of what's out there for One Piece is just filler, and everything else.
I mean,
is story.
it made money, so like it makes sense that there's so much filler. But I also feel like those characters get flushed out so much in that filler stuff, like in just their personalities. Their personalities kind of shine. Like I like a lot of the filler stuff they did. Honestly, I feel like it's better than friggin' Get Your License in Dragon Ball Z.
Anything's better.
No one needed that. No one needed that shit. No one was like, "Oh, let's dedicate an entire episode to Goku getting his license."
And he can just fly around.
So I don't watch anime, but when I hear people say that listen to anime, which is a pretty common thing, I'm like, it's kind of like comic books, right? It's like, sure, there's episodes that maybe don't like, or they're not continuing the main story, right? The main arc, but there's always down the line some sort of reference to it, or you know, some little nugget, or maybe something spins out of it because it was good. I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to consume it if you enjoy those characters.
Some of the time, like I'll use Naruto as an example, because sometimes they'll be in the middle of this, like this big old battle and everything, and then all of a sudden, hey, let's stop that and let's go do this random side story from like 5 years ago when everyone was still kids.
Yep, it's amazing.
I was like,
it's fucking
I
amazing because Naruto's amazing. Yeah, Naruto's amazing though. Every single episode is worth watching. I just love those characters so much. Like I think that's one of the best. Anime's changed so much though, because like remember back in the day when it was just like OVAs and like the shit was only like either a movie or it was 24 episodes and it's over. So like now they've just cashed in on them. That's kind of what the difference is. Like if you watch like Samurai Champloo or like Afro Samurai, it's just very contrite. This is what it is.
Yeah,
it's over.
I like that.
They're not dragging it out. See, I like that to a point, but certain characters they just grab you and you're like, I want more.
I totally get that, but it's just there's some. I was like, it just aggravates me when they're like, we're in the middle of something like the actual story, and you're just ripping me out of that to go do a side thing.
Because they can.
Yeah, but Bleach was way worse about that. Like it would just be like, hey, here's an alternate version of current like of different events that happened in the middle of this big fight. Have fun.
Yeah, it's like 2 episodes long. I'm like, why is it so long? Stop, Bleach.
No. Bleach would be like, here's 12 episodes. Have fun. I was like, what? No.
Yeah, here's 12 filler episodes in the middle of a giant arc.
Yeah.
I get you that. Like Bleach, well, Bleach is like, I feel like Bleach is very notorious for being like, hey, like, here's the story. All right, now here's not the story. And here's not more of the story. And then like by the time you come back, you're like, I don't even give a shit anymore.
Yeah, it's because they were just too close to the manga. That's all that was. You need to give the manga.
Manga's got to sell though. Like that's a problem. Like manga's in every week. It wasn't like every once a month or
they were in.
I think
they were in the weekly Shonen Jumps. So every week.
So that's fucking crazy. Well, Shonen Jump is like crazy anyway because that's super overproduced magazine. Like they're pumping out things like crazy. Like that's why you got so much filler on all those shows because they're all Shonen Jump stuff. So,
but now that Darrell's dead.
Darrell's like, when did this turn into
the chandelier?
Darrell's like, when did this turn into walkie-talkie
teriyaki?
Yeah, walkie-talkie teriyaki podcast.
All right, there's Jared's big question, or I don't know, a question statement. I don't know.
It's both.
It says, as a supporter, I've decided on my first 2 choices of game that Loot Bro has to play. I'm sorry, Tbyrd, but Darrell Ellisor is my choice to see anime titties. See? Told you.
Wow.
A long time. long time ago when we challenged each other to play a pervy game for our 69th platinum, Darrell cheated and played a children's game about female high school vampires while I played Siron Kagura game. Yeah. It's very fitting that Darrell will now be forced to play that game.
For the record, before you go any farther, I didn't cheat, okay?
Yeah, you did.
We said we would play
Pervy
for
game.
our 69th platinum. We would play an inappropriate game. And so I played and platinumed. What's it even called? I don't even remember anymore. It's the vampire, high school vampire thing.
Something.
What's it called? It's not High School Musical because that's what keeps popping in my head, but it's
It's High School Musical. It's totally inappropriate.
Monster High. And my daughter was real big into Monster High at the time.
Monster High. What the hell?
And I was playing.
Yeah, you know,
I was playing Monster High on PS3 with my daughter, and Jared's over here playing these pervy Senra Kagura games on public transport in New York, and he was like, really into it or whatever. And I was like, we just kind of naturally popped the platinum, right? I was like, oh crap, that was my 69th platinum, and so I was like, bro, I beat my game. And he's like, what game? And I was like, Monster High. He's like, that doesn't count. I was like, dude, have you seen Draculaura? I mean, come on. And so every time he'd get mad about it and rant about it, I would just send him a gif of like Draculaura from Monster High. And he was getting so aggravated. So I can't help you want to play nasty games on public transport. Come on, man.
Now you got to. You gotta go downtown and just get on a bus and play it.
And record it.
This is me playing a nasty game.
Oh. All right, next half of the paragraph or light novel or whatever he wrote. I'm not an unreasonable man, though. I will give Darrell a choice between Sirog, that game, Bus Renewal, and another Sinrog game. Whatever titty game you want.
Basically, I'm going to play the one on Vita because I can play that on my lunch breaks at work, and then I can do the auto pop of the PS4 stack. So,
okay,
if I'm doing this the chumpy way.
Makes sense.
So, and then I'll send him little pictures of my game. But I would recommend.
Is that the
trade-off?
Is that the versus one you got to play?
I guess whichever one's on the Vita.
Just put your escapades in the Discord.
Whatever, I'll do all that. But since I got to play this pervy game that's completely against everything I stand for and enjoy in life, I think you should have to platinum in return. High school or was it Monster High?
I feel like that's not how it works.
That's not how that works.
Fair's fair.
That's not how that works. He paid you to play this game, Darrell.
He contributed to the Patreon, the team.
Okay, he's paying.
He singled me out.
He's keeping the lights on.
He's paying us for you to play that game.
You set yourself up because you keep talking shit about, I'm not playing pervy games or not playing Alien. While me and Tanner just keep our goddamn mouths shut.
Exactly.
You know what? I call that manipulation. You're manipulating the fans and the audience, and I don't think that's fair.
I told you they were going to single you out. I didn't even have to do that. You knew it was coming.
You tried to manipulate our listeners. Mm-hmm. And you're like, I'll just go ahead and play the game that I said I didn't want to play on my own, so no one will pick me.
I'm getting picked next week to play something. fucking Red Dead next week.
So Jared's been giving me a hard time, telling me, basically warning me he's going to choose something nasty for me. I'm like, oh, great. So
I'm just waiting for someone to make me play Super UPS Simulator 9000.
There you go. Death Stranding, baby. So Tanner is going to be playing some trash. I can feel it. Feel it in my loins. Even if I got to create a fake Patreon.
You do that. You do that.
You finished Scarlet Nexus?
Not yet.
It's freaking amazing.
That's fun. I'm just not in the mood for that right now. It's the hack and slash game. I'm not really a fan of those games.
You ain't about them hack and slash?
I ain't about those games no more.
Hack and slash.
Dude, how are you not about hack and slash? Like, how do you not like Devil May Cry?
How do you not like
it? Doesn't have a story, man. Come on.
Dude, he literally said that What did he say was better
God
than God
of
of
War.
War on Trophy Horse?
Skyrim.
Skyrim. I was like, he said Skyrim was better than God of War. Like, I like
They're
Skyrim.
two different games. That's
I
a
don't think
big
Skyrim's a
comparison.
better game than God of War because Skyrim is like this open world massive adventure, and God of War is probably one of the best stories on a PlayStation ever told. Like, let's be real.
Let's be real with it.
Be real.
Let's be real with it.
But if you played it for 15 minutes, you would know it's a masterpiece.
All right, go ahead. We're almost 2 hours into the show, and we hadn't hit this week's official topic.
Got one more from Jared.
That's okay. It's okay. It's how the show works every week
Yeah.
now.
You're fine. Don't worry about that. Last one from Jared. I'm sure most of us not only liked wrestling when we were younger, but we also stupidly did moves on each other. When I was in junior high, me and my friends started doing backyard wrestling. My name was Badass Jared Smiley. Right.
It's a great name.
Have any of the Loot Bros done any backyard wrestling? What would the Loot Bros Wrestling Federation look like? What would be your wrestling name and finisher? Would you be face or babyface or a heel?
Tbyrd, you go first.
I don't know. I don't.
Did you never do any backyard wrestling?
Oh no, never. I didn't have brothers growing up.
Were you going to Lighthouse when me and the guys were doing the wrestle matches and the lock-ins and stuff?
Nope.
Okay, so I want to just tell one of my many backyard wrestling stories. Back in the day when I was a youth pastor, I had a large group of like older youth that was going to our church, and the same crew that would follow my band around. And so we did like one of those, what they call a lock-in, is where you like basically do like a giant slumber party at the church, and you stay up all night long, eating a bunch of food and being wild and, you know, crazy stuff like that. So what we did was we did like a all night backyard wrestling match. And so we actually pulled out some of the steel chairs from the church, and we did wrestling moves on each other. And we put Derek, our good friend, through a table and then spray painted NWO on his back. I mean, it was like
All the church.
all the church. Oh yeah, it was awesome. And in church, and what's funny is we learned a lot, right? So falling on a chair, not even getting hit with the chair, but falling on a chair hurts like crazy. Like if you can imagine, like your shin or your arm, like your forearm, like falling, like you're falling down on it, and then like the leg of the chair not giving and just putting that pressure on you, that stings. It was not fun. And then tables really do break in the center, like very easily. So when you slam
as easy as those Bosselwood tables they're using on TV. Like you actually have to give some oomph to get someone through an actual like wooden table.
Well, so no, we have like one of the fold out tables like you would, like Devon would go get. That's what you have at church for like all your functions and stuff, and like your fellowship halls.
That cheaply is the
cheap wood table. Yeah, they pop right out, and yeah. So we put a friend through that, and it just like it was awesome.
Didn't you pedigree him?
Those are gimmicks for TV. Like those are actually like they're gimmick. They're not the ones you buy in a store.
What I'm telling you is the one that we bought broke like a gimmick table on TV. Like it was incredible. It looked just like, that's exactly what it looked like on TV. As we put somebody through it.
Did it hurt like hell when he went through it?
No, he's a good sport. I will say this, not the same night, but we would do like little wrestling. Hang on one second. I see. We would do like little wrestling get ups at our shows sometimes. And so me and the same guy were in the pit together, and we were doing our little bit of a routine where, you know, we'd give each other the stunner. I'd give him the pedigree, you know, kind of thing, whatever. We do the throw each other into the crowd. And we were in the fellowship hall of a different church. Big old packed show. We were playing out there. I kicked him in the stomach, and I went to go pedigree him. And instead of him putting his hands down, like, and bracing for impact, he sold it hard and kicked his legs out, right? And we landed on his head, and it knocked him stupid for a little while. He was like, he might have went unconscious for a very short amount of time, but he was not right the rest of the evening. So
He ate a real pedigree. Damn.
he took it hardcore on a concrete slab floor. Like it was.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it had like it had that really cheap commercial carpet on top, but no padding.
Very thin carpet.
Yeah. It was basically the equivalency of like carpet squares. So, what about you, Joe?
My friends started a backyard promotion that they still do to this day, but it's not backyard anymore. It's an actual promotion now. So it's actually pretty cool.
You know, it's called
really cool.
AEW. You know, some kind of small company.
It's a really cool story. No, not AEW. It was called B4W, Brookwood 4 Wrestling. There's all the kids that used to live in the neighborhood used to get together and they used to wrestle in this one guy's backyard. And then eventually my friend bought a ring. So they had an actual ring in a backyard. So they were like, they're stepping it up like year after year. And then they teamed up with people like Steve Carino and other people like that. And it was insane to watch them go from like nothing to like wrestling with like Steve Carino and Tatanka and like all these other people. Friggin' insane. Like their referee is the really famous referee
Earl Hebner,
Sean Flanagan or Finnegan from ECW. That's their referee when they have shows.
That's dope.
Yeah. I think Sean Finnegan is his name.
So Earl Hebner, I was there when he did his 1,000th match. When he refereed his 1,000th match.
That's cool.
That was dope.
Did he sell you a T-shirt from the back of his car?
No, but
that's why he got fired from WWE.
Well, what's funny is he had his own line of T-shirts because this was with TNA, and it was
that's how he got fired from WWE.
That's awesome. Yep.
You never knew that?
No, I didn't know he got fired.
That's why he got fired from WWE because he was selling his own merch.
That's awesome. Yeah, him and his son, they had their own merch and everything. They did stuff out there. It was awesome because I got to see Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
Nah, he wasn't cool.
What?
Mr. Kennedy was cool.
No, dude, come on.
Dude, Mr. Kennedy had the world in the palm of his hands, and then he got hurt, and they took the money in the bank off of him. Oh, dude, the good news guy was gonna be a star.
Well, no, they took it off of him because he feuded with Randy Orton.
No, he got hurt.
Nah, man. You listen to his podcast, he'll tell you straight up. He had beef with Randy Orton, and that's what they.
Oh, really? I thought he got hurt.
Yeah.
So the company turned on him because of Golden Boy.
Yeah, because of Golden Boy. That's right. You can't if you don't sell his moves. And you hurt him.
I mean, he's amazing. So leave him alone. He's one of the best wrestlers of this generation. Everybody talks shit about him, but he's so good. So good at what he does. So good at what he does. He's like the Miz. Like the Miz is safe.
Yes.
Safe and just so good at wrestling. Like the psychology's all there and the promos and
the Miz is the best.
Dude, when he slapped Daniel Bryan, shit was hilarious.
Dude.
He's like, I'm better than you, and you know it. He's before MJF.
Dig it. With as far as the Loot Bros Wrestling Federation and like what all this would look like, well, obviously the Loot Bros as an entity are heels. So, like, even if every personality in the Loot Bros wasn't a heel, you are heel by association because Joe and I are heels. Like, that's happening. We talk all kinds of crap.
Oh, yeah.
So the trophy whores are the baby faces.
Would our faction just be called the Loot?
I mean, our faction could be the Loot Bros.
Because and we just have, like, so many members. It's, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like the NWO. Yeah. But in the trophy whores,
just spray painting loot on people.
Yes. But the trophy whores would be the equivalency of the baby faces in the group. And like nobody really likes them, right? But you kind of got to root for them because they're the good guy. But like you love the Loot Bros.
Nah, Tricky's definitely
you're not supposed to be.
Tricky's a tweener. Like people like Tricky. People tolerate Tricky, but they don't.
Tricky is Roman Reigns as a baby face. It's like for whatever reason he's getting pushed, but you can't stand him. Right? You're just like, what the freak is wrong with this? But the minute he turns on everybody else in his faction, you'll love him. If Tricky Mick turned right now and he freaking dropped elbow on Yield and freaking pile drove Alex and then gave Levi the stink palm and he came over here to Loot Bros, he would be the internet's champion.
He'd be the Hulk Hogan of the group.
That's right. What you gonna do, brother, when Tricky Mick runs wild on you? But yeah, so when we were going back to when we were doing the trophy war, you know, like we would get on each other's shows and talk trash, and I would get on there in full wrestling promo, you know, and it was like being a heel is it's fun. It's like that's my favorite. That's my natural. And so I think that Loot Bros would be heels. The trophy skanks would be the baby faces. And we constantly it's like the DX invasion of WCW. That's pretty much what we'd be doing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would definitely want to be a heel. Like, I even know what my interest in music would be because I've always, if I've ever a wrestler, my interest music would be Shadow Moses by Bring Me the Horizon.
There you go.
Because that's one of the sickest drops like ever in any song. So, or I'd have an Under Oath song because Under Oath's badass.
Yeah, I would play whatever of the latest Ninjaloot single is. Would be just my.
That's because you're just trying to promote yourself.
I'd be just shamelessly plugging my trash. I'd be worse than Baron Corbin. Have a different music every week.
Oh my god! Stop. His original music was so good, and they had to change it when it did like the revving of the motorcycles, like dun, 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 dun. I liked his cool music in the beginning, and then they.
I always like Rob Van Dam's music.
Rob Van Dam's my favorite wrestler.
One of a kind, dude.
No, I like Walk by Pantera. It was like
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think. Oh man, I mean, he's probably my second favorite wrestler of all time behind Owen Hart. Like Rob Van Dam's my dude.
I'm not a nugget. I'm a champion.
Should have been the fucking champion.
Well, if he would have dropped Stone Cold on his head, Karma wouldn't have got him.
That's.
Ooh.
I mean, he fell to the
too soon.
Jesus, that's a little call for you, dude.
Hey, I was there that night. Both those nights.
He broke one guy's neck, and the other guy just died. You know, same kind of.
I watched
deal.
both of them happen. I
Dude,
should have been at the SummerSlam because was that Jersey or New York? That SummerSlam.
I just watched the pay-per-views live, but
no, I think that was New York or New
What's
Jersey.
crazy is he came out that night and he gave his little promo about drinking your milk and eating your vitamins or whatever, and then he was going to go up to the rafters and drop into the ring because that was his thing. And so me, my uncle William, my brother, and my cousin were all sitting around, and we made jokes about he's going to fall. Like we're like, oh, what if he got out there, drank his milk, ate his vitamins, and fell like that? And we were laughing. And then it happened. And I was like, oh, dang, that's not funny no more. Yeah. You just sucked all the fun out of it. Yeah.
Wrestling's not fake.
It's not fake. I loved Owen Hart. I miss Owen Hart, dude. He was so good.
Dude, he was so good. He was just so ahead of his time. Like, imagine, it's so funny because, when you watch all the documentaries about him, I get all teary-eyed and shit because I love him to death. He's my favorite of all time. And, it's so funny because, if he was alive just a few more years for, that next era of guys to come through, I don't know if he would have retired from wrestling. I think he would have stayed. Because he was all talking about retirement. He just bought a brand new house the day before he died. The week he died. That's insane. Brand new house.
Yeah.
So
he
crazy.
He was like the AJ Styles of that time.
Dude, he's better than Brett. Way better than Brett.
As far as just being flawless in the ring, except when he dropped Stone Cold on his head. But as far as his and Randy Orton's like that too, in the sense that
everyone makes mistakes. Look at what happened to D'Lo Brown when he heard draws.
Oh, dude, dude, D'Lo, and I love draws back in the day. He's got a puke. He's got a puke. But yeah, dude, it freaking sucked, man. I hated that because but see, that whole time it sucked so bad because Owen died. He freaking ruined the course of Stone Cold's career. You know?
Honestly, if you ever talk to Stone Cold, he said as much as he has he can't have animosity for him because he's dead. He said he would never wrestle him again, ever after that. He said he wouldn't. But he also said he resurrected his career by dumping him on his head because he had to become a brawler because he couldn't do all the high flying stuff and the flying Bryant the stuff he was doing before that he couldn't do anymore.
Right.
Because he had to become a brawler, and that became the Stone Cold that we knew for the rest of his career. Did it jack him up and shorten his career? I mean, his knees were really shot too. So
yeah.
Stone Cold. I respect Stone Cold because Stone Cold walked away when it was time to walk away.
Yeah.
Unlike Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, which
They're going to die in the ring.
Hulk Hogan might die in the ring. Ric Flair's definitely dying in the ring.
Ric Flair said he wanted to die in the ring.
I mean, he's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, Ric Flair is crazy.
Yep.
Dude's on AEW now, though. Did you see that?
I saw he asked for his release. I didn't realize he was on AEW.
Yep. He's doing a Horseman reunion.
Oh.
Yeah, they got
They're all going to be together
they
because
got-
they're all in AEW now.
like 3 of them in AEW now.
Tully's there. Arn's there. Rick's there. And Ole's not there, but I mean, what the fuck is Ole doing? Like, no one gives a shit about him anyway.
Dude, they just get Mark Henry to be the fourth horseman.
I can get anybody to be the fourth
He's
horseman.
there.
Make freaking Big Show. Just make Big Show the freaking horseman. Because, like, he does enough heel turns anyway.
Yeah.
What's another one?
Do you know he's going to wrestle? Did you see that nonsense? I thought they only got him for commentary. I was like, thank God. Just keep him away from fucking WWE. Him and Kane are, like, my 2 least favorite wrestlers of all time. Because they just won't go the fuck away. Like, they were just always there. I was like, just die. Go away.
What the?
Not die, but go away. Like, just retire. Like, every time Big Show would come out, I would just be like, please retire. Please. Like, to the point where my friends are like, you wouldn't say that to his face. I was like, I think I might at this point.
That's how I feel about CM Punk.
Like, just go away. Like, I'm done with CM Punk too, though. Like, I feel like no one gives a shit. It's been 10 years. Or however long it's been.
Oh, the little CM Punk pukes will love him. They're like,
I mean, I'll probably pop for it because I'm stupid. I'm a wrestling fan.
I want it to happen, but I don't like him. Like,
But
I think it's good for business for him to come back.
No, I think it's good for him to go back to WWE
Well,
because that's where he belongs.
I'll say CM Punk's not going to come back. Phil Brooks might.
Oh.
No, he owns the name CM Punk.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
Well, he was CM Punk before he was in WWE.
yeah. He was Chick Magnet forever.
So stupid.
I mean, hey, it's better than Cookie Monster, which he kept telling people in interviews, which I think is hilarious. Yeah, it stands for Cookie Monster. Or he would change what it stands for every interview because people would just get pissed off because he would never give them the truth. I think he was a great wrestler, and I think his feud with John Cena was what put him over the top. I mean, I never thought before that he was really anything really special. I mean, I liked him because he had, Kill Switch as his theme song.
Yeah, that was the best part about him.
I mean,
Kill Switch.
dude, it went so well with the clobbering time and everything, and then they changed it to Cult of Personality.
Yeah.
It just didn't work as well. Like I liked it when he was, when it was Kill Switch. Kill Switch is dope.
I like Kill Switch.
Are we done with community questions?
Yeah, we've been done with it.
So what's your guys' favorite wrestling entrances of all time, music wise?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Really, just Stone Cold?
Dude, it's just so simple, but it's just so freaking awesome.
I like The Rock too. I like Smell What the Rock is Cooking. I think it's really great. I think she gets such a huge pop. I liked Mark Henry. I like 3-6 Mafia Mark Henry.
Yeah.
3-6 Mafia.
I like the Stir of Stone Cold.
Ugh, nah, I didn't like that one. I thought that I didn't think it sounded good personally.
I like Seven Dust Jericho though. Seven Dust Jericho was sweet.
Yeah.
They did it for one night and then never used it again.
I thought Jericho's just Break the Walls Down was awesome. As far as just like actual songs go, there's a bunch of great ones, but as far as like the total package,
Christian, man.
It
was like Christian, at last you're on your own.
Going back again, RVD's good.
Forgetting about Edges.
You think you know me? You think you know me?
Understand.
Oh, the Alter Bridge song.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't stand Alter Bridge as a band, but like Batista, man, that was a friggin' entrance.
Yeah, that was
good. Then when he does the machine gun thing for the fireworks, that thing got me hyped every time.
That's Saliva, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I Walk Alone. Yeah.
Yep. I really never liked the Biker Undertaker, but Biker Undertaker with Limp Bizkit is, Limp Bizkit's one of my faves.
They're so good.
So
I love Limp Bizkit.
Yep. So, all right, you guys ready to get into this week's official topic? 2 hours and 10 minutes into the show.
Let's do it.
Let's hold off till next week.
Well, we could, and I mean, I'll stretch this wrestling thing out forever. But since this is a wrestling themed podcast, and we've been talking wrestling all night, which I think we've done a really good job of keeping the show flowing while talking about our first love, WWE. I think that tonight will be the perfect night for us to create the perfect wrestling game. Now, Tbyrd, I know you've played wrestling games. Joe, I know you've played wrestling games.
It's been a hot minute for me, though.
That's all right. Though. All you got to do is point out your favorite features. So for starters, let's go around the table and just figure out what is your favorite wrestling game of all time.
All time.
All time. You got if you get one, you can only pick one. All the other ones are going into the fiery pits of hell forever.
I mean,
which one are you picking?
I'll pick probably the one I spent the most time with. It's between two games. It's between either WWE or WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, or it's between WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth.
Those are good ones.
Those are the two games I've probably played at least 1,000 hours of each of them. Like, I no lie. Like, that's when I used to make my federation and have my Manila notebooks, like, the ones with the friggin' like cow design on the front, or the black and white ones. I used to have drawers of them. Drawers. And my mom would be like, "Can you throw these out?" But it would be
That's history, Mom.
It would be at the top of every page would be like Raw, and I would draw out the Raw logo, and I would get my 8 matches for Raw, and then I would turn the page, and on the other opposite side would be like SmackDown, and my 8 matches, and then I would have the next page would be like Raw and SmackDown again, and then after I did 4 in a row, it'd be like a pay-per-view. And then I used to use the inkjet printer to print out pay-per-view posters of my pay-per-views. So I would go online and get pictures of all the wrestlers and Photoshop it all together to make pay-per-view lineup cards.
There you go.
And paste it into the book. Only the pay-per-views got the nice glossy pictures, but I waste all my fucking parents' ink and paper, and they would get so mad. So mad. I wish I still had these notebooks, man. They were crazy. Crazy. And I would always be trying to book my boy Rock, but I was always realistic with my booking. I always like to do the chases. I would make Rock lose all the time just to make him keep chasing. Or I put the belt on him and take it off him, make him chase again, or have screw job finishes all the time. And yeah. But I would have to say Know Your Role, or I like Know Your Role's fast pace. So when you played computer versus computer on Know Your Role, it was very cool to watch because it was just all over the place, fast paced. And the matches were over 3 minutes. So you could play all day and you feel like you got a lot done. It's not like today where it takes 10 minutes to play every match.
Well, 10 minutes of loading.
So 20 minutes to play each match. I'm sorry.
Tbyrd, favorite wrestling game?
God, I'm trying to think about that. I want to say it's probably SmackDown versus Raw, 2008. Kind of when it was still not for the free movement, but kind of almost the semi-directional kind of thing. Or if you're running in one direction, you're committing to running in that direction.
Right. Yeah. That was 2007. It was still like that.
Yeah. I think it was that one.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
There you go, then.
No.
I was just saying it's mainly just because that's what me and my stepbrother at the time were playing a lot of.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good time too, man. Because you could pretty much pick a direction and go, or you could just hit the run button and it would just kind of go whichever way the character was at.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a lot of cool stuff.
I love when you would keep running and you would just bump into each other, because if you didn't hit the move button fast enough, you just run into the guy and just bounce off of him.
Wasn't that the one that also had the slobber knocker match?
That was Know Your Role, I think, or not. Shut Your Mouth, I think, had the slobber knocker match, or the one with the one with Brock Lesnar on the cover had the slobber.
There was a SmackDown versus Raw that had that.
Yeah, it did. I think in 2007.
Yeah,
you know what? Actually, it's not Shut Your Mouth. Here Comes the Pain's the one I played the most. The one with Brock Lesnar on the cover. That's the one everybody wants HD remastered.
That was a good one. And that was what was funny was my brother and I were playing the crap out of that game, but not actually watching the product at the time. So my brother loved Brock Lesnar because of the game. And then Brock Lesnar later became his favorite wrestler and then his favorite MMA guy. So we, as a family, we would get together every month and watch the pay-per-views my whole life. That was like a big thing. Me, my cousin Zach, his dad, which is my uncle. That's what we would do, man. We watched the pay-per-views together. It was an event. It was a family gathering, you know, and we'd cook out. We'd do that. It was so much fun, dude, for years, just spending Sunday nights, you know, once a month or once every 5 weeks, screaming at the TV. Triple H. My Uncle William walking outside smoking a half pack of cigarettes because he hated CM Punk. He's like, if I ever saw CM Punk in real life, I'd slap him in his face. And it's just
those are so funny.
It was just such a good time.
You come back in and see CM Punk win, and just like night's ruined.
And dude, he's like, I'm never watching wrestling again. He would get so mad. And then like, oh my gosh, there's so many good memories. But I would say my favorite wrestling game of all time, and I said this recently, was WWF No Mercy. It was right. So the Nintendo 64 generation of wrestling games was so fun. Arcadey, great move sets. The controls were right on point. The match types were great. The ladder match was so much fun. Just recently did a Nintendo 64 like retro day with the kids and my brother, and we played No Mercy, and it still holds up. It is still fantastic. So
how the kids find it?
Oh my god, dude, they had so much fun. Like they immediately latched on. It is anyone can play it, dude. It is still playable. It's still great. I actually just recently bought a Nintendo 64 again just to revisit that.
Did you get WCW
NWA versus the World? Revenge. So my brother has all of them. I don't have any of them in my possession yet because the only one I found was Revenge, either Revenge or it might have been No Mercy. But the store around here wanted $40 for it, and they didn't have the box or anything. And I was like, I don't know. I'll wait. So $40 was kind of steep, but that's kind of what's going for on eBay right now. So I'll come across it. But either way, being that my brother has them and he doesn't play his retro stuff, I have access to them as I need them. But it was so much fun to go over there and just hook up the old systems and me and the boys and him play. So, but yeah, definitely the creative wrestler, the unlock. See, that was another thing too. It had like a unlock system based on like you would play the game in the career mode and stuff and the universe mode, and you could earn money. And then the money you would unlock like character like items, shirts, weapons in the game. Like it was so like unique. It offered so much like, you know, I guess replayability outside of, you know, what you would expect from a wrestling game. So that game was sheer perfection in my opinion. A close second would be SmackDown versus Raw 2007 and 2011. It'd probably be like a tie between those two for second place, just because it was like, to me, that was wrestling perfected, you know, like as far as like modern day looking controls, Hell in a Cell, like just the crazy amount of things you could do. Just running and falling off the cage was awesome. Throwing someone off the cage was awesome. So it was awesome. So being that we've kind of established what everybody's favorites are, what are some of the features or things that stood out to you guys just about those games? You know, from those, it seems like it's pretty common with any wrestling or someone who's a fan of wrestling games. The Nintendo 64 era, the PS2 era, and the SmackDown vs. Raw eras all seem to be everyone's kind of favorites. That seems to be where the wrestling games really hit their stride. The early stuff on the Sega and Super Nintendo was decent, and then the stuff we have now, it seems a little complicated and convoluted. But there's the SmackDown vs. Raw era, SmackDown, Know Your Role, Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain, and then the Nintendo 64 era seems to be like a really good, you know, for an annualized franchise that sometimes had spinoffs as well. There's a lot of really great games in there. So what are some of y'all's just favorite features and things that you experience in those games?
Obviously, you know, the creative character thing.
Oh yeah,
that's a given with those. I'd always. This is back when I was still in I think early high school. So I'd make like this. You remember those the skeleton mask, and then you could add spikes to it and everything. I was like, yeah, this is cool. Just made this giant monster of a man just go around and smack everybody, doing hurricane ranas because weight class didn't make a difference.
Yes. I'd always make the biggest guy and make him do all the flips, jumping outside the rope, out the ring, jumping off the top rope. But I always created my character to look like me, and it was always the same thing. It was one of the default faces, bro shorts, and then white shoes. And maybe every now and again I'd throw like some elbow pads or knee pads. But essentially, I would put my personal custom character in some form of bro jeans, like jorts, and then white shoes to emulate my DCs that I wore at the time. And then it was just like, it was on from there. I was like, oh, boom, this is my generic character. This is what I'm doing. And it's a blast. What about you, Joe?
I mean, I like to create a wrestler. I like create a title. Like all the creative stuff was really cool.
Create a title's good.
Create a T-shirt was cool too.
Yeah.
Like when you create your own merch and stuff, or in your own sign. You remember the year they let you create your own signs?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Arenas, like it just got crazier and crazier each year. I think she kept adding more and more. Do you remember Story Designer?
Yep.
Oh man, Story Designer was great. I had friends who really went crazy on Story Designer, and they did a lot of really cool stuff with it. But I think my favorite thing out of all the creation stuff was create a wrestler, because I just thought like you could really create anybody from any federation. And I would like the first person I would always create every year was Rob Van Dam. Like every year. Didn't matter. Like if he wasn't even wrestling anymore, like, oh, I want Rob Van Dam back. And like I remember when I was really into ECW, like because the ECW had such a shitty video game, I would just create like an entire federation of just ECW guys and just like use them all the time. Like have my own ECW fed. Like they made it so you could have your own federations and not even play with characters in the game. And like even like 2K20, as shitty of a game as it is, you can make up to 100 creator wrestlers in that game. It was insane how many you can make. Actually, I don't think I think it just mattered if you had memory space. You could just keep creating guys because it was all based on memory. It was all based on memory in that game. It was the first time they ever had like an uncapped system where you could just keep creating them if you had memory on your console, which I thought was really cool because I hated like the older games because it was all capped to like 50 or 25 or
here's 25.
I remember the first year we got 100 and I was like, oh. And then it's funny because like, did you see what they did with the community creations like suite this year? And like years, like since it's been 2K, it's been capped every day. It's a cap every day.
20 downloads a day. That's
20
so
downloads
stupid.
a day. So like, the first day you're downloading 20 dudes because like if you get the game late, like in the cycle, there's so many guys to download. And it's insane. It's insane. Like to create like the things people create on 2K20 and 2K19, absolutely insane.
All the Fortnite characters are on there. All the
everybody. You can make it like,
every wrestler.
Like I say, every wrestler for every federation ever known. Like it's crazy. I was like, and the searching function is pretty cool and it works. So you just type in like hashtag like, oh, I want this guy, just comes up. Or like you want to have your own like glow or your own women's federation, hashtag like females, boom, everyone just pops up. And like the amount of time people spend in there, like I used to spend hours. Do you remember Darrell back in the day on like the old wrestling games where you had to use like the formulas to make the guys? Oh yeah. And you had to go on like CAWs, like whatever, creation dot whatever, and you would just like print out like the entire formula to create the guy.
Oh yeah, I remember. I think there was even some of that stuff was in like tips and tricks and stuff. Like it's like create this wrestler by using these parts. Yeah.
But do you remember when it was like the formulas and then it had like the RBG, like all that, like the color palettes?
Yeah, I didn't get that crazy into it.
I used to sit for hours and create people's wrestlers. Hours. I used to go on the SmackDownHotel.com, which used to be like the big CAW website where they would post like everybody's creations.
There you go.
And I would go crazy for hours just sitting there creating guys like for hours. And then I'd be like, oh, well, this guy plays like shit. But I remember the year when like they tied everything together. When you download a guy, you download all the moves with the guy, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. It's all in one package. You don't have to download the moveset separately. For a few years, it was moveset separately and the guy separately. And then
So-
this year, they finally fixed the whole thing with the cool feature this year was multiple tires are downloaded at once now. So
that's
like
awesome.
you didn't have to like if you downloaded somebody's created wrestler, if they made multiple tires, you got it with that created wrestler. It's like a whole
Nice.
package. Yeah, they do move sets, entrance ring, everything. All like everything that they create for that character comes with it in one download.
So that's awesome because some of the previous games you lose one of your slots by trying to download some of that stuff.
Yeah, or like the arenas are like insanely detailed now. Or you can do like the pay-per-view. You can download a pay-per-view now. So like it downloads like the pay-per-view, like all the arena like skirts, all everything. If you put like background effects in for like the match cards, it downloaded that with it. Any like designs they created. It's really cool how they did like everything as packages now. I thought it was a really good way to like streamline the game and not make it so you don't have to download like 50 fucking things. Just like one big download. I liked it. I thought they did a really good job with fixing a lot of creation issues. I think I used to love the old backstage matches. They were really cool. Like the ones where like all you
Oh,
do
yeah.
is knock the guy out.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, I got so many crazy stories when it comes to wrestling games. So did you guys ever dabble with the creative finisher?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it would always look so janky.
Oh, dude, my brother created one that it was the funniest thing ever. He created a finisher where it's like, you know how there'd be like 10 stages. You could do like you could kick, you could punch, you could grab, you could roll them over, whatever.
Yeah.
It was nothing but low blows, just nut punch after nut punch, left punch, right punch, left punch. They turn around and spin around and like they turn around backwards and then just back kick you in the nuts. And his entire finisher would be nut punch, power bomb. Just like it was so awesome, dude. We had a freaking blast with those. One of the other things I was going to say is like since 2016, like when I go to the wrestling creations, there's two characters I download as first. One of them is the Punisher. The other one is Donald Trump.
No, it's not CM Punk.
No. And currently Donald Trump is my champion on 2K20.
Donald Trump is champion.
The other night I got home from work and I'm sitting there playing wrestling and my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm Donald Trump fighting for the light heavyweight championship." I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You're ridiculous." And then all of his finishing moves were low blows, just straight nut punches. And I'm just sitting there playing and laughing, like I'm having a blast. And she's like, "You're so dumb."
You're like, I don't want your life.
And so Donald Trump low blows, and then one Stone Cold Stunner, and that was it. That's the moveset. So
His entire moveset.
no. I had all kinds of cool stuff in there, but that was like his finishers, because 2K20, there's like finishers for every occasion. So
Every
Oh yeah, you
corner.
got like turnbuckle finisher and outside finisher. and
outside
inside.
finishers are different than the inside finishers, so you got different variations of the low blow.
It's cool how you can do like things in that game. Like if you sit in the corner, you can do a corner finisher. So like Edge can do his execution, but he can also do the spear because he
Yep.
just sits in the corner. And the way it like this seamless animation, oh man, the game is just really nice. It's a shame the engine is dog shit.
Well, that and the load times are atrocious, and the game was so broken when it came out.
It's a lot better. It's a lot better now than it was
is.
when it came out, but like it just doesn't fix the problem. And
No.
I'm weary of this year because if they don't show something by SummerSlam, I'm gonna kind of start getting worried again.
Yep. Another thing I was going to say is so I don't know if he listens to the show anymore, but I had a good buddy named Luke for the vast majority of my life, and we would get together and play every wrestling game together. Now, on the OG Xbox, there were two wrestling games that came out to that console that never came out to any other ones: Raw and Raw 2. Did you ever play those?
Yes, I did. Raw was awesome because you could take all the music CDs that you owned, the WWE ones,
And put your
and
own
put
music
it.
on there. Yep.
but you could put the actual music for each guys in the game if they didn't have it.
Yep.
And then you could just sit there and go on like Napster or like whatever it was, BearShare, and just like rip all the songs that were missing and just add them in.
Or you could put your own music on there, whatever you like.
Yeah, but I just thought it was cool because you can keep everything authentic.
Yep. So what we did on Raw 2 was because Raw 2 had one of the best story modes because you could do a 4-player story / universe mode where each person could choose kind of like what they wanted the next segment to be. So it would be broke down into like a match, and then everyone has an interaction, whether it be backstage or interfering in a match or whatever. And then it would be a series of things like that go on to the next day, series of things like that go on to the next day, all the way up to the pay-per-view. So my buddy Luke was the champion in our little federation at the time, and he was gonna fight Trish Stratus
Oh
for
god,
the
I
championship.
remember this.
And so what we did was, because none of us were actually like fighting him for the belt, we all sabotaged him and then did backstage interactions where he got hurt. So like one scene would be like hits Luke's character walking around, and then a box falls from like above a door and it lands on him, and then you would start the match hurt. And then so some of us did backstage interactions, and then some of us interfered in the match. And so we interfere in the match, come out there, beat the crap out of him, and then we're constantly grabbing him when he's trying to do moves. Like we're grabbing him from like the ringside when he's trying to do moves with Trish Stratus. And then Trish Stratus beats him for his championship.
Yep.
And he freaking lost it and cussed us out, told us to leave his house, went to bed.
You're not playing with you guys anymore.
And the best part is this: we're laughing so hard, like crying, laughing. It was so funny. And I think at the time he was out of work with like a hernia. And he got mad and was like yelling and said that, I guess he had hurt his hernia. And then he said, he called it he's like, something, I'm over here hurting my hornia. So then we're laughing about the hell we just put him through on the game. And then he has a hornia instead of a hernia now. So we are just giving him it was awful. It was so much fun. That game was awesome. One of the best wrestling games ever made. At least for the controls kind of sucked in that game, but the actual like story mode, universe mode on there was awesome. And I remember,
beautiful game too.
It did look good on the Xbox. And I remember playing that game for like 5-6 years, like in universe mode, like just constantly playing through it. So
That game was a lot of the groundwork for what like the 2K game became.
Yep, I agree. I bet it plays like crap now.
I mean, it's an Xbox game, so yeah.
Well, there's that. But I mean, I have it. I have either Raw or Raw 2. I think I have Legends of WrestleMania on the OG Xbox as well. Do you have any wrestling platinums, Joe?
Platinums? No. I think because WWE made them. Oh, maybe I have 100%. I have 100% in Legends of WrestleMania on Xbox 360, and I have 100% in. Is it TNA? I think it might be TNA.
God.
Total
Dude,
nonstop.
yeah, I forgot about TNA.
Total nonstop ass. Yeah, I have
that game controls like crap, but that Unreal Engine was awesome.
It was a beautiful game, and Suicide played awesome. The fact that you got to play as him as like the main character, I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Raw 2 was really cool and really like ahead of its time and what it was trying to do. And the music stuff, and be able to like rip your own CDs in there was pretty cool because like you can make like your entrance like, because at the time everyone was like, oh man, I can make my entrance like Linkin Park and stuff like that. So who wouldn't want to do that?
Step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. Dude, what was which universe mode was it? 2011 that like or was it Raw? That, or maybe 2007 even, where like universe mode, everything you did in the game like counted. Like it, like no matter what exhibition you did, it would like.
Oh, it would count towards like it would like change all your statistics and all your.
Yeah, and it would change like your feuds and everything.
I can't remember what
that was like
that was like when they were doing it.
2010.
Go ahead, Tanner.
I think it was a mid 2010 game.
I thought it was too, because that's when they were doing the whole like integrated system where like everything did everything, and that was like the big tagline that year. Like no matter what you do, it affects like everything.
I don't remember which one was. I know, and maybe the 2010 games did it as well, but I know that system started in the either the SmackDown versus Raw era or just before it.
No, it was in the SmackDown versus Raws. I just don't remember the number.
Yeah. Cause like I just remember playing that game and just being like so enamored with it. I was like, this is awesome because everything I do like matters. If I do an exhibition with my brother and like a bra and panties match in the parking lot, like it still mattered and would change who wanted to be tag teams, who wanted to be, feuds or whatever.
I think the coolest thing, and I can't remember which game it is, and I should be able to remember this, is the first one when Universe Mode started adding rankings and titles. So like you could actually be like, oh well, like this guy's number 1 rank, so he's gonna get a championship match.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was cool because it changed the way your feuds worked. Do you remember when they started having like feuds too in Universe Mode, where it was like you could like click the feud or it would just happen on its own, or like tag teams would randomly just break up. I always hated that shit. I always turned that shit off, the tag team breakups, because it would just do them randomly and be like, oh, New Day is no longer a tag team because Kofi Kingston just didn't want to throw pancakes anymore.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, what sucks is whenever you would put a faction together, like, and then it would break itself up. So then you had to go in the menu and actually put them back together yourself.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't fucking like stop doing this. Or it'll put stupid people together. I'll be like, oh yeah, Mark Henry should team up with like Cactus Jack for some random ass reason.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, don't do this. Don't mess with my friend. Don't mess with my my factions and tag teams. Because I didn't just take 3 hours making all these tag teams into tag teams. Did you guys ever make like your own tag teams out of guys you thought should always be together and give them like cool names?
I would do that, but not give cool names.
Yeah,
like I did all the time. I made like a new job squad, and I made like I made like a really racist faction where I put like all like the minorities together, and just and called it. I can't remember what I called it. I called it like
before, didn't they?
Yeah, that's. Oh, wait a second. That's
yeah, that was the one with like Rusev. Yeah, what was it called?
Oh, that one was the foreign.
No, it was something one? Nation, wasn't it?
Nation of Domination was.
Nation of Domination was the Rock.
No, that's a Rock in them. Yeah. Remember the one with Sheamus and all them?
Yeah,
it was all like people from different nations.
It was foreign something or something foreign.
Or League? Wasn't it something League?
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
League of Jobbers.
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Let's go with League of Jobbers. That sounds about right.
There you go.
League of Sheamus sucks, and he always has sucked. Oh yeah, let's do that right now. I mean, like a side tangent. Like, who's a wrestler that you just can't fucking stand? Don't say CM Punk. No, you have to pick somebody else. Like, who's one wrestler that like you just want him to go away? Like, seriously, like
Roman Reigns. Never liked him.
You like his heel stuff now? His heel stuff's fire right now.
Didn't like it. I didn't like him as in the Shield. No, I think I can't stand to look at him.
Better.
His little, let me cock my shotgun wrist and then do
oh my god, I'm so stupid. Like, and the fact that they let him, he's a babyface, but they let him have a move called the drive-by.
Yeah.
It's not PG at all.
Is that what he called that little punch?
No, that's Superman punch. But the drive-by is the thing where like he jumps on the apron and kicks the guy in the face.
Yeah, it's stupid. I never liked him. I'll be honest, like I never liked Edge. Like, still don't like Edge.
I never liked Stone Cold. Not a Stone Cold. No, because I was a Rock fan, and he's bringing my boy down.
Oh my gosh!
Prevent my boy from being champion.
You piece of trailer park trash.
I still think it's the most ridiculous thing that Rock is one of the biggest stars never to walk out of WrestleMania as a champion. Never.
Oh, don't give him any ideas.
I know.
Oh, you think he'll beat Roman this year? I don't think he's gonna beat Roman. I think
Fast
Roman's
and Furious 10.
I think Roman's gonna beat him.
WrestleMania 40. Rock will win the championship somehow.
Gosh.
No, I don't think he'll be around that much longer. It's in WWE at least. I think he'll retire soon. Like, officially retire. I think he's gonna have his match with Roman. He's gonna lose, and then he's gonna retire.
Has he been doing stuff with wrestling?
No, but like they're definitely gearing Roman towards that. Like, they've been building it all year. Like, you could like he's gonna beat Cena. Then he's gonna beat Goldberg. Then he's gonna beat somebody else big. Like,
ugh.
I just, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think it's just crazy to think about. Like, I mean, I hate Sheamus. I think I can't fucking stand Sheamus. I just think he's boring. And Daniel Bryan, I thought Daniel Bryan was the most boring wrestler ever to watch.
Yeah, I'm not a Daniel Bryan fan.
And I was never a Chris Benoit fan either. I just never understood the appeal.
Ooh.
Never understood the appeal. I was like, the dude's finisher is a diving headbutt. It's the dumbest move ever.
You weren't like wowed by him shooting snot rockets out on the set when he's coming out.
No, I wasn't. No.
Pre-COVID.
And I was like, man, like Jericho's so much better than you.
Dude, yes. Jericho, I've always been a huge Jericho fan.
I mean, now he's just fat and
he's awesome.
He's like the everyman. Every what's the one I'm looking for?
Everyman's wrestler.
There you go.
He's the everyman's wrestler. It's like Trump. He's the everyman's president. Now he's the everyman's wrestler.
That's right. That's right.
Dude, our freaking president was a WWE Hall of Famer.
I know.
Man. Come on, man. How cool is that? Like, as much as I didn't like Trump, like that was pretty cool. Like he was in the Hall of Fame, man.
He freaking clotheslined people on the side of the ring.
Dude, Bobby Lashley won a match for him.
I know. It was awesome.
Hair versus hair, billionaire versus billionaire match.
That was so good, dude. That was so good. Freaking dude, I was always a huge Vince McMahon fan. Like Vince McMahon,
too. I liked Vince McMahon on commentary. He was my favorite commentator as a kid. He was like, "Boy, I went over."
I liked him.
1, 2, 3. Oh no! Oh no! I kicked out.
Here's another one I didn't like. I never liked Samoa Joe.
Joey Samoa.
Yeah, never liked Samoa Joe.
I mean, I liked him in NXT. I thought he was cool in NXT.
I liked him better in TNA.
He's about to beat Karrion Kross. He's about to beat Karrion Kross next Friday for the title. Yep.
In AEW?
No,
in NXT.
NXT. He's the main event against Karrion Kross, I believe.
Wait, Samoa Joe's back in NXT?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
He went back
what
there.
What world do I live in?
Yeah, he went for like management thing, and then he became a wrestler.
They choked out Adam Cole, and then they fired him as the manager. And he's like, "Oh, I guess go back to wrestling now."
That's awesome.
And then Karrion Kross was talking shit, and he was like, "All right, you want a piece of Joe?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Like, well, you better get choked out.
But dude, they have to take it off of Kross because Kross is on Raw now. So it's gonna go back on Joe.
I haven't watched NXT since it went.
Dude, it's gonna be sick next Friday, man. And then the double main event. The other one is it's Gargano and not Gargano. It's O'Reilly and Cole in a 3 stages of hell match.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Regular match, no holds. I think it's regular match, no holds bar, and a steel cage.
So I haven't watched NXT since it went from being just WWE programming to the main, like its own brand.
Yeah, I don't like it as its own brand. It sucks. It should go back to being developmental. That's where it's at. Yeah. When it was a super indie, that's when it was the best.
Well, I mean, even when you had like Gargano and what's his face, his old tag team partner,
Ciampa,
yeah, like those matches they were having were gold, dude.
Their tag team was sick. Stuff. Their tag team, DIY,
yeah, dude. Yeah, I quit watching WWE right about there was the first COVID WrestleMania. And just not having fans in the stadium changed the momentum, changed everything. I didn't like it felt weird. I didn't care for it.
I mean, it killed NXT. It literally killed NXT. Once they made it 2 hours and there was crowds and they were the same, like it just killed it. I like NXT was so good. Oh my God, it's so good. It was so
great.
Dude, it used to be better than WWE.
I agree. I was like, man, guys, the reason to have the WWE Network was NXT.
Yep.
And those pay-per-views.
Dude, those takeover shows were so good. I want to go back and watch them all. Honestly, they're so good.
They're so good. Takeover 3, I think it was like, oh, it was amazing.
Dude, the first one with Emma versus Emma versus the hell is she face? It was Emma and Charlotte, I think maybe. The match was gold. Gold.
Emma's one they should have never got rid of.
Nope. I got to meet her and buy her first T-shirt, and I was like, "Look, you finally got merch," and she's like, "Yeah, finally."
ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yep, I have it. I have a shirt. So it's all about me on it. It's purple.
That's a good one.
Dude, I accidentally bought 2 shirts from her. So I accidentally bought a shirt and then I accidentally took a second one off the table and didn't realize I didn't pay for it. So I went back and gave it to her and she's like, "Oh, you can have a hug and picture." And I was like, "Sweet."
Well, and then he filed it away in the bank.
Dude, she was my faves for a while.
She was really good.
She's good in the ring.
Yep.
I think she's fighting what's her face now in TNA. She's fighting The hell's her name?
TNA.
When they let go from the one they left from WWE, or the one they let go from WWE too.
All of them.
You got to be more specific, man. There's a lot.
Everyone.
Chelsea Green.
No.
Is Chelsea Green wrestling right now?
Yeah, she's back in TNA.
I didn't even know TNA was still a thing. I thought they shut down.
Dude,
Yeah.
did you see they copyrighted her name?
Yeah.
They tried to copyright her own real name.
So because of
They tried
that,
to do Keith Lee. Oh, did you guys watch Keith Lee video?
no.
So Keith Lee did like a 6-minute video on why he was gone for like a year.
Why was
Dude,
he gone?
so he had inflamed heart and almost died.
Dang.
So first he got COVID,
Which
and then he came back.
COVID will inflame your heart.
Yeah,
That's what
so,
my granddad.
yeah, so that's what happened. So he came back. He had COVID. Then he got cleared to come back. He wrestled one batch, and then the next day they found out he had an inflamed heart. So they shut him down. And then he couldn't do anything for 5 months straight because he had to wait. He could only do light walking. He had to wait for his heart to become uninflamed again before he could even get back to even trying to get in the ring to wrestle. So he's like, it's been a fucking arduous year. And then he told fans to like leave Mia Yim alone because if it wasn't for Mia Yim, he would have died. Like she gave up her Royal Rumble spot to stay home and take care of him, and then she got COVID.
Dang.
That's love, bro.
Yeah.
You put a ring on that, bro. Don't let that walk away.
Dang. That's crazy. Yeah, I listened. So I downloaded Chelsea Green's podcast.
It's good. It's really good, actually. It's good. It's good in the fact that like I enjoy listening to her talk about things. Her podcast with did you ever listen to her podcast with Matt about roller coasters and shit?
No,
It's actually really good. Yeah, talk about theme parks.
Yeah. So like it, I don't know. She's very vulgar, and it's just weird.
Yeah, it's so weird how vulgar she is because she wouldn't come off as a vulgar person.
Right. And then you hear her talk, it's like, whoa, that's
She's kind of cute though. Like I liked her. I liked the gimmick they were kind of trying to give her in NXT.
Well, either way, I downloaded her podcast just to kind of hear like what was happening with that, but she didn't really divulge into it too much. Just about battling for her own name. So
No, I think eventually she wants to go back there, and so does Matt. So they're trying to keep their nose clean. Everybody does. Everybody tries to keep their nose clean when they talk about WWE.
I can't believe they finally let Zack Ryder go. Like that was crazy.
I mean,
he's like a cockroach. He went through what 12 rounds of layoffs and never got let go.
Yeah, but I feel like he was always good selling merch, and like he was like their WWE figure sales guy. So like that's why you can't let him go.
Yeah, and the reason why they got into YouTube and all that stuff was because of him. He proved it was successful.
Oh, 100%.
So, yeah, Tbyrd, you got anything you want to add?
No.
Hello.
We got
Hello. Hello.
Yo,
hello.
yo,
Hello.
yo.
Did Joe's thing mess up?
No, we can't lose Joe at the end of the show.
Right at the
Oh
end
no,
of the
I'm here.
show. God.
I'm here. Oh man, I'm here.
I'm back.
I'm
Better than ever.
That's a fact.
Dude, Eric Bischoff, baby.
Oh, dude. Remember when he showed up? Were you guys watching that when he showed up on Raw?
That was huge.
Dude, the pop he got, man. Oh,
Dude. Oh. They're trying to recreate some of those moments, man, over the years would kind of sucked. But God, dude, just the idea that like I don't know, man.
dude, the dude who tried to literally put him out of business, like that was literally his. Like he literally said out loud, like I'm gonna put Vince out of business and make him homeless. And then he, dude, that dude shows up on Raw. Unfathomable.
Yeah, well, then he did it with Paul Heyman. I was like, man, this is crazy.
No, he was always paying him off. Like he was like Vince was like funding ECW for a while there.
Dude,
like, checks and stuff.
I bought the Blu-ray of the I'm Paul Heyman. My name is Paul Heyman.
It's a great. That's a great documentary. That's probably one of my top 5 documentaries. The best one ever is still Rise and Fall of ECW.
Oh yeah,
that documentary is so good, and I probably watch it like once a year, just because I'm just such a huge ECW fan and always will be. Like it's just so upsetting that I have a ticket somewhere in my house to the last pay-per-view ever that never happened in Asbury Park, New Jersey. It's supposed to be Rob Van Dam versus Rhino for the strap. Rob was finally going to go over.
And then he smoked weed.
No, he was going to go over as ECW champion before the company folded, and then it folded before they got the chance to do the pay-per-view.
So when WWE bought ECW and they made that big belt for Mark Henry, I bought that belt.
Yeah.
The big silver one.
Ugly as shit.
What? That belt was amazing.
Bro, it was ugly as shit.
Dude, I used to hang it from my amp when we played shows. Like, I'd be on stage with the friggin' Mark Henry ECW belt hanging from my amp.
Yeah, that was the ECW title like belt before the end. That was the one that
Yep.
that Lashley won.
Yeah.
Ugh. And then they had that horrible ass December to Dismember
Yeah.
elimination chamber match. That was just god awful. And there's a whole bunch of scrubs in that match and random guys that they put on ECW that should never been there. That was the problem with ECW and WWE. They just putting people that didn't belong there. They were just putting anybody on there that they didn't want to have on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, they treated it like superstars.
Oh, it's bad. It was bad. It was really bad.
It's like, here's
Superstars
what
was dope back in the day. You remember waking up on Saturday morning, you're like, oh shit, watch my Ninja Turtles, watch my whatever else, and then Superstars is on.
Yeah.
And then American Gladiators was on right after Superstars.
Yes, that was some good stuff.
It was like Turbo and
Dude, yes. Domino.
Nitro.
Gemini.
Yeah. Oh man, the show was so good. Now I want to go on YouTube and just watch episodes of American Gladiator.
Surely that's on a streaming service somewhere.
No, it's on YouTube. Like you can find anything on YouTube now. I found I found like blocks of like 6 hours of Nickelodeon cartoons from like the 90s.
Oh.
And it's just random stuff like Danger Mouse and like Inspector Gadget and just crazy stuff. Count Duckula. Like just random crap that like you would never like. It was just no one cares about, so then they wouldn't copyright it.
That's
and then
awesome.
it still has all the old commercials in there, so you're getting like your Gushers commercials and
your Dunkaroos.
Yeah, Dunkaroos commercials. There was BK Ratch Tech commercials for the sneakers.
Oh my god!
That made like the like ratchet sound when you
Trapper Keepers.
Oh my god! Oh, creepy crawler commercials.
Creepy crawlers.
Do you remember all the horrible WWE like things JR would have to say?
Yeah,
like get your fruity Skittles. And he's doing like his promos.
Is JR doing AEW commentary?
Yeah, dude. He said WWE on the one show. You didn't hear about that? He said thank you for tuning in to WWE Dynamite. Dude, the internet roasted his ass, and then I listened to JR's podcast, and he was like, "Give me a fucking break. I'm an old man. I can make mistakes. I worked there for 30 goddamn years."
Yeah.
Shit was hilarious. JR is hilarious on his podcast. Oh my god.
Yeah. I hadn't listened. I stopped listening right after his wife died.
Conrad has to reel his ass in all the time. Dude, he's hitting Rebby now. Or not Rebby, Rebel. He's hitting Rebel now from AEW. He's dating her. Yeah, dude, he's dating her.
He's like 20 years older than her.
He don't care. It's JR, dude. Just slap some barbecue sauce on it. It's good to go.
I'm about to say, what's he doing? Putting Viagra in his barbecue sauce?
He's putting barbecue sauce on his Viagra.
I got a barbecue boner. My God, that thing is
put barbecue sauce all on Rebel and just eating her up. That's JR's barbecue lube.
Choice of words.
JR's barbecue sauce flavored lube.
Dang, I need to tune back in, dude. Like I said, it got real dark and sad when his wife died.
Dude, that like gave him a second. Like that's when he like decided to leave WWE because they just didn't give a shit when like when his wife passed away. Like, oh my god, listening to JR's podcast is something to wrestle with. Is like my two favorite things to do all week. Like the Ask Bruce Anything episodes are hilarious, and then people are like, "Bruce, how big was Batista's dick?" They just try to throw that. They just throw that question in like every week.
Oh my gosh!
Or Conrad will try to ask him questions about like money, and Bruce is like, "I'm not answering that." And he's like, "Why don't you answer any fucking questions about finances, Bruce? People want to know." And it's like, "Who's your favorite tag team?" He's like, "Where's his tag team rank?" He's like, "In my top 5." He's like, "Everybody's in your top." And then Conrad's like, "Everybody's in your top 5, Bruce, huh?" Every tag team.
Dude, Booker T was like that. My fave 5.
Oh
dude,
my
that
God.
was one of the best gimmicks ever.
Shucky ducky quack. Quack quack moment of the night. Always get me every pay-per-view.
You know what?
I like how we're
King.
randomly just talking about shit now. We're not even
I
talking
know.
about like creating the Chris wrestling game anymore. It's just like let's just talk about wrestling in general.
Just put all the things we talked about tonight.
All right, what's your favorite match of all time? Tanner, you go first. Of
Ooh.
all time.
Get it, Tanner.
This 3-hour podcast.
Shuck it, duck it, quack, quack. This podcast is going down in my fave 5.
Honestly, I don't know. I never actually thought about it that much. Nothing.
I got 3 that come to mind immediately.
Go for
All
it.
right, go for it.
All right. I'm not saying that any one of these are my favorites, but they're all my favorites. So I would say
Then it's top 5.
King of the Ring 98, Mankind versus Undertaker. Never seen anything like that before in my life. That was the most extreme, wildest thing. That was like water cooler moments at school.
That was
Like
the first
that's
match.
all.
That was the first match like when Undertaker like looked human. Like when he got
Dude.
beat, I was like, "Oh, damn."
Dude, when he threw freaking Mankind off that cage. No, he didn't get beat. He beat Mankind.
Oh
on
wait,
that
no,
one.
that was that. Yeah, no,
that
you're
was
right.
threw him
You're
off
right,
the cage.
Yeah, you're
Dude, it was insane, man. That was crazy.
Dude, I remember going to
Um,
school up the next day and I'm like, "Yo, did you watch pay per view? Did you watch my dude get thrown off the cage and almost die?"
Dude, yeah. So for the record, I have beaten the 10 pounds of gold with 5 different wrestlers, and the trophy hasn't popped. So I'm getting kind of aggravated. But
Like, you only had to beat it with 2 people. You beat it with 3 people because it took so long.
you had to beat it
record
with
this episode.
5. So I beat it with Tommy Dreamer. I beat it with Hollywood Nova. I beat it with Matt Cardona. I beat it with Brian Myers, and then I just beat it with Colt Cabana.
Boom,
That's
boom.
5 people. Break. Guess I'm gonna be with Big Stevie Cool next.
All right.
So,
So, what's your second one?
So my second one would be the grocery store match with Booker T and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Is that even a match or is that just a segment?
Dude, it was
I thought that was a
ridiculous.
segment.
It was so ridiculous. It was just so funny and dumb, and that was the height of Stone Cold just doing just ridiculous stuff. That one sticks out as just a favorite. But as far as like an actual match that was not a gimmick, nothing crazy, would be the I can't remember if it was an Iron Man match or if it was a submission match. It was Bret Hart versus Stone Cold when Stone Cold got his head busted open and then passed out because
Submission
of all
match.
blood loss. Yep.
WrestleMania 13 submission match.
Yeah, I was say 13 or 14. I couldn't remember.
13.
Yep, that one right there. So that was like my favorite match ever, just like growing up, because it was like, man, this was so good. These are my 2 favorites. This is like Bret Hart being my favorite wrestler as a kid, and then Stone Cold becoming my favorite wrestler as a teen into my adult years. And I was just like, it was good.
Dude, it's like the most flawlessly executed double turn in wrestling history.
It was good.
Like you went in loving Bret Hart and hating Stone Cold,
Yep.
and you went out respecting Stone Cold and hating Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. Yep.
Masterfully done. Masterfully done.
It's a masterpiece.
Masterpiece. It was more than 15 minutes, so yeah, it was a masterpiece.
Yep.
I really like the Armageddon in a Cell match.
Yep.
That's one of my favorites. I really liked Rock versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 17. I thought it had everything. The big build, the probably the best wrestling promo packet or vignette ever created. Like the best. Like that My Way. That the Biscuit My Way and showing the whole like build up and Stone Cold going, "Rock, I have to beat you."
It was good.
Oh man, it's so good. And the match was just delivered. And like the whole turn where like Stone Cold became a heel and turned on everyone and like you had to have Vince McMahon to beat The Rock, like man, wow.
Yeah.
Friggin' insane. And if I had to pick a third one, it'll be Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon.
Oh,
Because I was
Okay.
there. Because I was there that night. And that was insane to watch in person. Like absolutely insane. Like when he hit the glass the first time and didn't go through.
Yes.
I was like, oh. And then on the way back, when he tried to put him through on the way back, and then he just hit his head, and I was like, oh man.
So did you watch much TNA whenever Kurt Angle and AJ
Nope.
Styles were there?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So I was a huge TNA fan, like ridiculous, and I have like tons of their DVDs and all the AJ Styles greatest hits, all that stuff. So I was,
You bought all that from Don West when he's
yeah,
hawking DVDs.
hawking DVDs, man. Yeah,
You buy 1, you buy 2, you buy 3. Oh, gotta go.
dude. So me and my cousin Zach, man, we started collecting a lot of that stuff.
Limited edition
That's
AJ Styles T-shirt
That's right.
DVD combo set.
Don West, it is a grab bag. What was that? This mystery grab bag or whatever?
Oh my god, the mystery ones, and then
Yeah.
all you ever get is fucking Jeff Hardy T-shirts. They had like 7,000 of them.
Yeah. I had all kinds of TNA T-shirts, dude. I had more of those than WWE T-shirts at one time. But
Sad life you live, sir. It's a sad life. Everyone makes mistakes.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But dude, so AJ Styles and Kurt Angle had like a series of matches for a while there. And then one night on a random Impact, like middle of the week, not even pay-per-view, they did a three best of 3 match. And it was just one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life, dude. It was freaking insane, the stuff they were doing. And that was where, like, I mean, AJ Styles has always been like in a league of his own. Like no one can do what he does, and no one does what he does as flawless as he does, as often as he does. But like, dude, he has so many finishers, signatures, and these crazy moves that nobody else can do. And like watching that match, dude, it was just like it was so good.
Yeah, I wish that he would wrestle like Ricochet, like in a real match.
Yes. I want him and I always wanted to see him and Shelton Benjamin. I thought when they were in Japan together they would do more stuff against each other. But I'm always like Shelton Benjamin.
No. Shelton's awesome.
Yep.
That's a big
From
Shelton
Orangeburg,
fan.
dude. He's from 45 minutes from my house.
Really?
Yeah, Big Show was from
Awesome.
St. Matthews and Shelton Benjamin was from Orangeburg.
Yeah,
Big Show was from Aiken, I guess, rather.
Shelton was great. Remember World's Greatest Tag Team?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
With
Ain't
Charlie
no
Hall.
stopping me.
You can't stop the man. I won't stop. You can't stop the man.
The gold standard.
I liked him before he was gold standard though.
Yeah, I
And
did
it was
too.
just like Olympic wrestler Shelton Benjamin, or like
Yeah.
pre-Olympic wrestler, collegiate wrestler. Yeah, he was great. Him and Brock Lesnar as the 2-man wrecking crew. Like when they were coming up, they were so good.
Yeah.
Like watching them on OVW, wow, they were just killing people, dropping people on their heads and not giving a shit.
Yeah. They were great,
They were
dude.
crazy. Did you watch OVW? Because
I watched some of it.
Because I mean, you were in that area, so like I know you could like
Yeah.
watch it.
It was like a local Saturday or Sunday thing or something like that. I didn't watch it live. I watched videos after the fact. Like basically, I found out about OVW or that one class of OVW. It was like all the big dudes, Batista, freaking
Lesnar
Cena, Lesnar, all those guys. So
prototype.
yeah,
John Cena, the prototype.
yeah. You guys got anything else?
No, man, I think we should put a bow on this before people tell us all the people quit our Patreon for having a 3-hour wrestling podcast.
All right, last question, and then we're
Jesus.
leaving. Last
I think
question.
I think people are gonna fucking pay us to not have a wrestling podcast ever again.
Watch, this will be the highest downloaded episode we ever do. Favorite wrestler of all time?
Undertaker.
I mean, mine's Owen Hart, so of all time, it's Owen Hart.
What was that, Tanner? I heard you talking, but that was when.
Undertaker.
Yeah, that's a good one. So I would say, I think AJ Styles, favorite wrestler of all time. Realistically, it was close between him, Bret Hart, and Stone Cold, but I think AJ has just been consistent. Whether he's face or heel, he is always great. Bret Hart's kind of a douchebag, so like in real life, like he's a douche. He's kind of a baby, so.
How hard did you mark out when AJ Styles showed up?
Dude,
for the
so
Royal
hard.
Rumble?
So hard. And the fact that like he chose Grits to be his entrance music, I was like, no, he's going for some friggin' Southern Christian hip hop as his entrance music. I was like, that is crazy. Because yeah, he's a believer and he's just an awesome dude.
I think it's funny how everybody thinks that's DMX.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like AJ Styles. He's a huge gamer. I mean, his biggest downfall, I guess, he's an Xbox gamer freaking nerd. But yeah, he's a huge gamer.
Yeah, I think Xavier Woods makes him in front of him all the time for that.
Yeah. So
We all make
that's-
mistakes in life. We all make mistakes.
Yep. That's good, man. So, all right, guys. I think this 3-hour episode of the Loot Bros podcast is
Like
a
a
good place
pay-per-view,
to
bro.
stop. This is a pay-per-view pod. This is a pay-per-view podcast. That's right. We should throw this on Patreon immediately. The highest tier, the wrestling tier. So yeah, if you listen to this, thank you so much for checking it out. Hopefully, we have entertained you. Are you not entertained?
Are
So,
you not
thank you
sport
guys for-
entertained?
It's the
Yeah.
Wrestlecast.
This is the Razzlecast. This ain't no sports entertainment. This is wrestling. So, thank you guys for making it to the show tonight. Joe, Tanner, I know that everybody's got a lot going on right now, so it's awesome. I look forward to this because today sucked balls. So this was definitely a treat. And if you listen to the show, you made it this far, thank you so much for checking us out. Don't forget about the Patreon. You can get in on that for as little as $1. So with that being said, we're out.
Need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on. Get right or get left, what will it be? Time is running out, the blood is flowing down the streets. People need to know we're living in a war zone. Hit the streets with the truth, tell them that it's on.